on the East Coast. Welcome to coverage of the APA World Pool Championships from here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This event, of course, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the striking Viking Billiard Hall of Famer, Ava Matai-Lawrence. Good evening, Ava.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back, folks. We started with 476 teams in the 9-ball championship. We are now down to the final two here at the Westgate. These two teams are going to be competing for $15,000 in prize money. We're about to get started with the action. Let's take a look at some of the ground rules before we do that. All right, so some of the ground rules for the 9-ball World Championship. Of course, these are co-ed teams, open teams, if you will, male and female teams with a maximum of 8 players allowed on a roster. The teams are going to be putting up to 5 players in this particular match. So whereas a roster has 8 players, you can expect to see up to 5 here depending on how long the match goes. There is a handicap limit of 23 for all 5 of those players combined. Players may be coached once per game. Of course, APA rules do apply here. And with 9-ball scoring, you get 1 point per ball, 2 points for the 9-ball. And players race to their individual ball count based on their skill level. Team match points are awarded by the outcome of each match. You're seeing the skill level breakdowns, and as we get into introducing the players, we'll take a look at their individual schedule or their individual skill levels and the points needed. Of course, we mentioned once before, but they are playing for $15,000 in first place prize money. The runner-up will take home $7,000, and our 2 third-place teams that finished up a little bit earlier today have already received their $3,500 and are heading home or heading out to the Las Vegas Strip, Ava. So I think our teams have now lagged. We'll see which players we're looking at first. Of course, we've got the 5th Street Players from DuPont, Illinois, and we have the Contenders 2 from West Covina, California, squaring off in the final round. Our producers are indicating which players will be in the first round here. It looks like we will have Andy Rago for the 5th Street Players, and he will be opposed by Damian Ruiz for the Contenders 2. Again, that's Andy Rago for the 5th Street Players. They are out of DuPont, Illinois. His opponent will be Damian Ruiz of the Contenders 2. They are from West Covina, California. Looks like Damian has won the lag and will have the break here momentarily. Damian with a strong break, but does not get a ball pocketed. That'll bring Andy to the table.
And he let go of the cue ball a little bit, so as it turns out, Andy's not going to have really anything to shoot at. He's going to just be able to see the 1 ball, but I don't think he's able to make it. Yeah, just had played a good safety there, just that typical crossover safe. He got a little nudge from the 1 ball that made the 1 available for Damian, but it's a long, tough shot. The one good thing here, Jason, is that if he does make the 1, the cue ball should float down perfectly for position on the 2.
No surprise to see Andy Rago at the table. I talked to his team captain a little bit before the match, Don Dixon, and he indicated he likes, when it's up to him and he's putting up first, he likes to throw Andy out there initially. Andy started off their semifinal round match, and apparently that went fairly well, so he's going to roll with what's working.
Well, that's a big part of it, too, not just knowing and being smart as far as putting up the numbers and everything else, but when you have played a little for a while with a team and know your players, you know who likes to start off and take the pressure of being the kind of the lead man out, and then you know who is a good closer so that you want to leave for the 5th match if it comes to that. So it's that's a lot. There's a lot of that to it. I made that 3 ball in the side, and he'll take it. Just barely got enough of a shot here where the side pocket is not impeding on the shot on this 2 ball. Would love to play a 3-rail position here to go up for the 4.
Andy
and
gets
he
a
is
little
playing
lucky
trick
there.
shots right and left.
Andy is a skill level 5, folks, which means he's going to need 38 points, whereas his opponent, Damian Ruiz, is a skill level 4, will need only 31 points. So little bit of a differential in the points needed here. Again, 1 point per ball pocketed, 2 points for the 9-ball. And Andy quickly out to a 4-0 lead.
That was a good shot. Again, a build, but of it, kind of a built-in position on the 5. And I like the speed he's playing with. He's not standing over the shot forever, just kind of getting up, shooting the shot, then taking his time when he's actually down shooting. So that's definitely the most recommended way of playing. Move around the table and then take your time when you're down to take your aim. This looks good too. If he just taps this 6-ball in here, that 7-9 looks very makeable, that combination in the corner.
Ava, I got to admit, I have high expectations for this match based on that ladies' final we saw yesterday that went down to the final game.
That was exciting.
So I'm very hopeful here that we see something as exciting. Both these teams undefeated coming into this match.
That was a crowd-pleasing match yesterday.
Yeah, if you missed it yesterday, the ladies' 8-ball championship was outstanding. Quite a comeback mounted by a team from Chicago. I know that's still available on our Facebook page if you want to go back and check out that action. But we're hopeful to see something similar here in the 9-ball finals.
Well, so far it's been all Andy. Oh, over-adjusted there, the aim on that combination. But, man, so far it's been Andy's rack. He's had everything going to him, make a couple of accidental shots, and then finally misses and leaves this for Damian to come into. So we'll see if he can make a hit here. He's going to have a chance. Oh, he got some unexpected, unwanted left spin on that cue ball. You could see it just kind of took off the opposite angle. So really have to pay attention to where on the cue ball you hit when you're kicking a ball. So ball in hand here for Andy. Very makeable three balls, and that would be an additional 4 points. That means he would grab all 10 points here in this first rack.
Yeah, Andy trying to navigate his path through these last 3 balls here. Pockets the 7 in the corner, leaves himself nicely on the 8.
Oh, fired that in. Nice shot.
Andy Rago now on the 9-ball for the 5th Street Players, looking to put his team up 10-0. Just misses the 9,
again.
but gets a
Oh,
little
wow.
lucky, and it goes in the side pocket, folks. 5th Street Players, Andy Rago now up 10-0 in his race to 38 over Damian Ruiz of the Contenders 2. Andy will have the break.
Sometimes it's just in the stars. There's not much you can do about it, but sit back and watch and wait for your turn to have the luck go your way a little bit, which I'm sure Damian is doing now.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays into the mindset here. That's got to be a little frustrating for Damian because there was a couple of shots there that just happened to go, and suddenly he's down 10-0. But again, still plenty of time. Andy racing to 38 points. He will have the break here.
Well, mentally, it's a lot harder when that happens towards the end of the match than in the beginning, because like you said, there's still plenty of time for him to come back here. Almost makes the 9.
Just misses the 9. Can't quite get. Boy, he just nearly pocketed 3 balls, but they all hung up in the corner. So Damian will have excellent opportunity here.
And I think he might as well go for the 9. The cut on the 1 is really difficult, especially trying to get position. Although I think that's actually the 2-ball hanging there, but it's still a thin cut. It's a pretty easy bank into the 9. Oh, he goes for the cut.
Pockets
all right,
the
good
1.
shot. Did the 5 get in the way, though? I think it did. He might be able to see a sliver of the 2 or go into the rail and try to make it. We'll see. Yeah, no.
Can't quite make contact with that 2-ball, so Andy will once again have ball in hand here as he returns to the table. Again, if you're just tuning in, you are now watching final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball World Championships here in Las Vegas. This event got underway on Thursday with 476 teams. That's a record for our 9-ball participation. We are now down to the final 2 teams, one of which hails from DuPont, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. The other from West Covina, California. This is Andy Rago at the table.
The one thing Damien had going for him here is that this is not an easy combination on the 8, even though the 8's right by the pocket. The fact that the 3 is closer to the cushion makes it a little bit trickier. So, and that's what happens right there. Now we're going to see if Damien, this time for him to start rocking it here. He's got a long way to get to that 4 on the other side of the table.
The contenders had quite a battle in the semifinal round. They just finished prior to our third place award ceremonies, whereas the Fifth Street players finished much earlier, had some time to relax. We'll see how that plays into how things unfold here in the final round. See if that makes any difference.
Not enough speed on that. It could have still very easily gone off that 9 ball, but you just didn't hit it with enough power. And again, kind of a smorgasbord here, at least for to make the 4 ball for Andy. Again, though, the 5 ball being where it is, it's going to obviously create a problem. We'll see what Andy's going to dream up here.
This is the second of 5 championships. Will be determined here at the World Championships this week. Of course, the granddaddy of them all, the 8-ball championship, will be getting underway here in about half an hour down in the main tournament room with 713 teams. Damien will return to the table here.
I like Damien's composure. He's really looking smooth around the table, very calm, very confident. You know, it's one of those where he could very easily be whining right now because his opponent got a lot of lucky rolls.
Sure.
He's down 12-4, and he doesn't seem to phase him at all. He's just keeping his head down, looking very positive, and just making the balls.
We should mention for the folks back home, you've got almost an entirely full room here now in the championship arena. A couple hundred people on hand to take in this final match. Of course, several hundred more watching online. So it is not your typical league night or even probably your local tournament experience. This is kind of another level, and so we always like to see how that plays into the players and their performance. Of course, you're now seeing team captain Joel Lara of the Contenders 2 giving some advice to Damien, directing him on where to aim for this shot.
And that was close, but no cigar.
Just didn't quite get there. I'm going to bring Andy back to the table here. What appears to be a makeable shot on the 8.
Yeah, this looks like 3 points here, but I have noticed a lot of players in the mid-range and then lower range of our skill levels tend to have more of an issue shooting balls in the side pocket. And obviously it is more difficult to shoot a shot in the side pocket as far as what angle you're going to shoot, because this, you know, the corner pocket, it's kind of a natural. You can see where the corner comes together, and also will slide a little bit. You can miss it by a little bit, and it'll still go in if you don't hit it too firm. Side pocket, you got to hit it in the opening. There's no give right there.
Yeah. Andy plays it well, and he now leads 15-5 going into the 3rd rack. Seeing a little bit of an overview shot of the championship arena here. Again, we mentioned it is a packed house at this point. A lot of the folks that competed in this year's 9-ball championship have come to take in the final round. Of course, we mentioned the 8-ball championship about to get underway with 700 teams down the hall. Some of them have migrated in to check out some of the excitement of the championship arena. Andy Rago back at the table here with the break. And the 9-ball goes. That'll be a quick 2 points added to Andy's tally. That's the second time that he's been able to throw that 9-ball at the pocket. He's kind of,
yeah,
he must be feeling that. Yeah.
But you got to remember, though, Damien has to pay attention because usually when the 9 ball flies towards one of the corner pockets like that, it's more the racker than it is the break.
Okay.
In other words, you got to make sure those not just the top balls are tied so that an action happens when you break the balls, but the bottom balls. It's very important for the breaker that they are tight, or you get movement with that 9 ball.
And you see far less movement there on the 9 ball that time.
A lot of people ask me about 9 ball. How do you break to make the 9? And it's really up to the person that's racking the balls for you more than anything else.
It looks like he got the 2 on the break. It's a little hard to tell with the colors from here, but
I believe you're right.
The 2 or the 4.
Nice shot.
Shot
That
there
actually
inside.
might be the 2 ball there.
2 ball there,
yeah.
so he made the 4 on the break. He's shooting the 2 here.
Just need to just tap this in, go under the 9 ball. Oh, he's going to draw it straight out. That'll work too. Just play that 3 ball on the side.
You seeing any issues with this layout here?
The only issue I see here is getting right on the 6. He would love to be fairly straight on the 5 so that he can hold the cue ball there and avoid getting snookered by the 7.
Yep, that side pocket gives
There's
him a little
that side
trouble there,
pocket.
yeah. Andy now leading 20-5. A race to 38 for him, but Damien with nice opportunity here. Pockets the 3 in the side.
Andy got a little bit on the wrong side here on the 5. He drifted down too far where he's going to have to draw the cue ball into the cushion and back out. And he let it go a little bit, but he's all right. You can see right there he does have an open line to make the 6. And the beauty of this, all you have to do is make it. Cue ball's going to come out towards the center of the table, and the 7 is right there for the side pocket. Ouch. Overcut it a little bit, and not only that,
scratches in the corner.
boy, it keeps raining on poor Damien so far today.
That'll bring Andy back to the table here. Now needing 18 points. In this first match of the 9-ball World Championship. Both of these teams undefeated thus far in this year's event. Obviously both very excited to have made it this far, but also still hungry for so much more. I know you know about that, Ava.
Well, I think if you're competitive, it's never enough.
Sure.
You want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to do well. You don't want to remember that. You know, in 2017
so
we came
close,
in.
right.
We were close. You want to remember that you were the world champions in the 9 ball. So, big difference between that. I have a lot of runner-up titles that I barely remember, but I do remember the ones that I won.
Now let me ask you: do those runner-up titles, do those go on the trophy shelf too?
Say again?
Do those go on the trophy shelf too? Do you hold on to those? Do you display those?
The second place? No, that's a scratch right there.
It's going to be a scratch on the 9, and they will spot the 9-ball up. So you said no. The second place trophies get no love in your.
They get no love. Actually, I do have. I do
arena.
have one, and it wasn't even a major event, but I really loved how I played in that event, so I keep it out. That one had a personal meaning to me. So.
But for the most part, it's only those championship trophies that you're. You're leaving on display.
Some of those, yes.
Damien picks up 2 quick points there by pocketing the 9-ball. Andy now leading 23-9, but Damien will have the break here.
Again, Damien only needing the 31 points to Andy's 38.
Be curious to see. Everything has gone pretty well for Andy thus far in this match. I'll be curious to see how the scratch on the 9, if that impacts him at all moving forward.
Yeah, the momentum can change so fast.
Well, we saw it yesterday, you know. Had the ladies team up 3-0 in the 8-ball, and their captain was up 2-0 in her match, and the other team came storming back. And
no love there, and you can see not only is the 1 ball not makeable, but the 2-6 are tied up, the 3-9 are tied up. So this is going to be, we're going to see who's going to have the better defensive game here, I believe. And the best thing to do here is kick behind it. There you go. You wanted to get
nice
a solid
job,
hit, but again, I thought he made the one.
Yeah.
That's a really good safety attempt, though. You just hit right behind it when it's that close to the cushion. A full hit will stick the cue ball right there and send the object ball to the other side of the table. not a bad plan by Damien. He missed the one, but he tried to break those up at the same time. So that was a good attempt and a good result. Just a simple one rail kick here. Oh, and he makes it off the 9 and broke up the 3 ball. The pool gods are smiling on Andy again.
That they are.
Thin backwards cut here. He's going to put some low spin on the cue ball and into that 6 to see if he can get some kind of shot. But he wanted to glance off that 6 ball a little bit to get a shot at the 3. But again, with the point system, your main objective obviously is to make the ball, pocket the ball. If you can't easily get to the next one, don't risk missing the shot.
Sure.
To try to get perfect on your next ball.
Yeah, for those not familiar with APA 9-ball, a little bit different than your standard 9-ball in which the winners of each game is that person that pockets the 9, whereas here you get a point per ball, 2 points for the 9-ball, and you're racing to a certain amount of points based on your skill level. So.
All right, good shot, legal shot.
Really the first game of this match, so we're seeing some defense. It's been pretty offensive up until this point. Now we're seeing some defense here.
Yeah, the 3 ball is makeable, but also an easy safety if he would have chosen that behind the 9. But that was a good shot, and he did have built-in position, and that opened it up. All of a sudden, stop shot here on the 4 will bring perfect straight-in shot on the 5. 6 is right there, and the key shot here would be the 6 to the 7. He can stop the cue ball there right on the 8.
Damien looks to be finding his stroke a little bit here. Pockets the 6 in the corner.
And I think I would think he's, I don't know, it's a very thin cut. I would think he's going to go for the bank here, let the cue ball drift down. That's a thin cut, and that's got to hurry to hit a cushion, or it's going to be a ball on hand for Andy.
Well, that's a big mistake there. Makes contact with the 7 ball, but he does not send it to a rail after contact, which means ball in hand for Andy. No trouble with the 7, and drops that in the side pocket, turns his attention to the 8 ball.
And at this point, Damien still has a good chance of winning, but at this point it's a pretty devastating score if Andy keeps going at this pace, because one of the things that you want to do, it's not always about winning or losing when it comes to this point system, and 9-ball is just as important to try to grab as many as you can so that the match doesn't get too lopsided right off the bat. So Damien needs to try to get another 10 points or so before this gets
yeah, Andy is
out of hand.
Now 9 points away from victory. Andy will have the break as well here. Notice Andy breaks kind of straight on. Is that kind of typical in 9-ball? Is that what you prefer, positioning-wise on the?
Well, most of your pros will, if they have a choice, will break from the side, kind of towards the cushion, just to be able to have a chance for the 1 ball to go in the side pocket.
Oh.
But I think a lot of amateurs like hitting that straight on, because if they do hit straight on, you don't have to worry about the cue ball flying off and scratching in the side pocket. That happens when you hit the 1 ball off a little bit. It'll just glance off, and with center ball, it usually brings it into the side pocket. That one, he just avoided the scratch.
And I saw him pocket the 6. It looks like, did he get 2 on the break there? So he's now at 31 points. Misses the 1, however.
And the 6 and 7 went on the break. And this is, again, Damien needs to make something happen here. At least grab, if he could grab the majority or all of this rack, he'd still be in good shape.
Well, and it's important to remember too, folks, that regardless of who wins, based on the amount of points they get to, determines how many points they will split for their team. So the more points Damien can put up here, the better shape his team is going to be long term. So still a long way to go here.
Wants that to go. No, that's not going to work. I think whoever they put up next is going to, for the contenders, they're going to have to grab a lot of points here because Andy keeps getting opportunities at the table and little things keep happening to Damien and he keeps messing up a little bit. Now, everybody at home's got to remember, us pros get very nervous when we get out there. I don't care how good you are and care how many world titles you've won. You get nervous when you get out there, especially under that. And you have to remember, this is not only for the championship, but you got about 225 people in here watching it. Standing room only back in the corner and at the entrance.
Sure.
You have
got people all down
a
the
lot
hall
of people
as I can
watching
see.
online.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You have all your friends at home rooting, your family, and it adds a lot of pressure. I'll tell you what.
A lot of elements that they're not used to.
No question.
Andy can't quite get the 8-ball to go though, and
again a little break.
On, so, yeah, the breaks thus far have seemed to favor Andy. There's no doubt.
I swear sometimes you feel like it's written in the stars.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit there and you go, what have I done? And other times you sit and go, okay, thank you very much. I guess everything's going my way today. And we've definitely seen that for Andy today.
Damien will have to shoot out of this pocket. How difficult is that, Ava, shooting when you're that deep in the pocket?
It really makes a difference.
Wow, Damien.
Oh, wow, nice shot,
Not a
Damien.
problem for Damien, though, apparently.
It does make it more difficult.
Yeah.
And especially with that long of a shot. No, he played that great. Needs these 2 points right here. All right, he's still in it.
Damien with a big 3 points there after a very nice shot on the 8-ball.
And I can't say it enough. I keep watching Damien's body language. I haven't seen him roll his eyes, shake his head.
Yeah, you don't see his shoulders slumping. He's still confident.
He's really just doing his thing. That's very impressive for me. A lot of people tend to, at this point, use all the excuses they can. This happened to me and that happened. And, well,
you can see a lot of the folks now lined up down the hall watching. And it is definitely standing room only in here for the 9-ball finals.
There's not a seat to be had out here. It's great.
Damien will have the break here.
All the crazy 8-ball players showed up yesterday, and so it is packed house.
It's a packed house,
oh,
no doubt.
Goodness.
Hotel is at 100% capacity.
All right, looks like the 7 might get some love in there. Yeah,
7
just barely.
drops.
All right, still alive.
That'll put him at 19 points, I believe. We'll get a score update here momentarily.
And the crowd is loving it. They want to see close fights.
So Damien now needing 12 points. Andy needing only 4 points. So still a lot of pressure here for Damien. But again, the more points he can accumulate, the better off his team's going to be, regardless of if he's able to win this match or not.
Again, $15,000 for first place here at the 9-ball. $25,000 first place for the team in 8-ball. There's a good shot right there. I have a feeling that Andy can see a bit of that 1 ball, but not enough to make it. He might be better off. If he can just get a thin hit, send a cue ball 1 cushion down to the other side of the table. No, he went ahead and kicked at it. That worked out.
Got somebody in the entryway flashing, camera flashing.
I love it. Damien is starting to get some loving from the crowd here. Obviously, he's got some friends here in the audience, but also the rest of the room is really realizing that Andy's playing well, but he's also getting the breaks, and they want to see Damien get some as well. So we'll see. Not over till it's over.
Quite a big crowd of supporters for the team from California. Of course, we see a lot of folks drive down from the Southern California area for the tournament. Some to compete, obviously, in the main events. Some to play in the mini-mania events, which are open to any APA members.
And that
Andy.
mini mania room was packed. I went over there
It's
a
packed
little while ago before.
every day,
every table
almost
is
24
actually,
hours a day.
Yeah.
The only reason it's not is they kick people out of there like 4 in the morning so they can clean it up a little bit and start all over. But definitely one of the big benefits of being an APA member, the opportunity, even if you haven't qualified to play in one of the primary events here, to come out and play on the big stage here in Las Vegas in the Mini-Mania events. Always very popular. Always sold out for the most part right away. Joel Lara, the team captain for the Contenders 2, is going to come out.
It's going to take a look at this. There's, you can't bank this ball because you have the the 6 balls in the way, I believe, from the bank into the side pocket. And it's kind of a strange angle anyway. Each player gets 1 timeout per rack. We'll see if he's going to go, go for the bank in the corner here. That 1 ball. There you go. The 5 ball there could help, but it did not. A little bit longer than that. And it could have gone off the 5. It could have made a 5 combo. Rail first, off the 5. A lot of options there, but got a little unfortunate.
So Andy looks like he's got a shot on the 2 ball. I'm not so sure about the 3, though.
Well, it looks like he's dead straight in on this 2. So sometimes you just have to take the point you can take. Just make this 2 ball.
Right,
Don't
especially when you just need 4. Yeah,
exactly.
So he's now needing just 3. Let's see if he left himself enough space there to at least make contact with the 3 ball.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a window there between the 9 and the 4. So he's going to.
Maybe we get the overhead cam to get a look at this a little bit better. There we go.
If he goes between the 6 and the 8, he may be able to go 2 cushions for this kick shot.
Yeah, so he's going to go off the
bottom cushion, side cushion, then bottom cushion, 2 rails, and hit the 3.
Yeah, he's got a tough path, and he's going to take a coaching timeout right here. And then you'll see Don Dixon Jr., the team captain of Fifth Street Players, now at the table. Andy wanted to talk that over a little bit. He's not quite sure how he's going to get to that 3 ball.
Well, if you need that timeout, you need some time to think about it. It's there's no reason to wait until the match, the rack is over, and this is a good time to take it right here. But you can see he's aiming right between the 6 and the 8. If he puts a little bit of right spin on there, he can go deep enough to come at the 3. I don't think he can come short and try to make it, and that's really dangerous anyway because you're looking at a possible scratch if you hit the center of the 3 ball.
He's unable to make contact with a 3 and does scratch, so Damien will have ball in hand here. Damien needing just 11 points now with ball in hand. Opportunity to, again, cut further into Andy's lead, give himself the opportunity to mount a comeback, and worst case, get a better split in those team points based on how many points he can pick up here. He's now at 21. He's unable to pocket the 4 in the corner, and that
last
could be
kiss
problematic
hurt.
here because the table is fairly open here. Although Andy is on the rail there.
Tough way to get on this 5. The one thing he can do here is just barely tap it if he doesn't have too much of an angle to come for the 5. Or he's going to have to go around all these balls, around the 9, and watch out.
Well, that 8 ball just changed the path of that cue ball ever so slightly. Andy now needing just 2 points. That score is incorrect there. He's at 36 points. Now at 37 points. Take that back.
36.
He's at 36 points. Now 1 dead ball in the rack. So when a ball is pocketed other than the 9 ball and a player scratches, that ball is marked dead, and it will not be included in either player's score, so they are now shooting on the 6 ball.
And this 4 balls very attainable here on the table. That would bring Damien to 25 if he makes these balls. And it's like we said earlier, it's going to be a close match.
Yes,
it's starting
it
to look
is.
like. He can make these. Nice shot. Let the cue ball go a little bit. Again, Damien is a skill level 4 and a 5, sorry.
Damien seems very comfortable with those long shots. He hasn't had too many issues with those.
Yeah, it kind of fires the balls in. See if he can make this bank. This would be big if he could make this. No.
And folks, this could be it. Again, this ball worth 2 points. Andy needing 2 points. We'll see if he can compose himself and pocket this 9 in the corner, put his team up early on in this 9-ball championship. And he cannot pocket the 9 ball.
Wow.
Again, when it's down to that last ball in this environment, it can be a little more difficult. Damien with new life here. He's going to pick up 2 big points now at 25. He needs only 6 points for a victory. Andy needing just 2.
And that brought it from a 14-6 point score favor of Andy. Even if he would have made that, now the worst that's going to happen to Damien is a 13-7.
Yeah, and things just got real interesting, folks. Again, this match most likely will end here in this rack. We'll see Damien with the break, an opportunity to close that gap even further. He needs only 6 points. Andy just needing 2 points.
And Damien only needs 3 more points to at least, even if it's a loss, to bring it to a 12-8 point score.
That would be huge.
That would be big.
Especially with the lead Andy had. Damien going to break from center table here.
See if anything can go. No, but at least he only left a bank here. This is a makeable bank, though, on a 7-foot table. It's a tough bank on a 9-foot table, but it's a very makeable. He also has a great chance to play a safety behind a 5-3-8 right there.
We'll see how Andy handles this after missing that 9 ball.
There goes the bank.
Not a problem there. Picks up another big point. Now needs just 1 point for the victory. Shooting on the 2 ball here. Again, knowing his opponent needs only 6. Every shot at this point is absolutely crucial.
Again, another good opportunity to play a safety. You just kind of cross bank the 2, hitting on the left side of it. You can hide behind the 6 and the 4 if you hit it really softly, or you can go ahead and use the 7-9. There you go. Nice shot and a tough one to kick right here. You see the 9 is blocking from a straight down to the other side of the table kick on the 2. That's
Just
not an
logging
easy
on
shot.
Facebook Live to see if we've got any comments rolling in. Yes, these are definitely amateur players here in this event, all of the APA events. Amateur. This is Damien Ruiz, again from the Contenders 2, and I'm told they are the Contenders 2 because their predecessors were the Contenders, and they played an 8-ball a couple years ago, and about half the team still together, so they liked the name enough that they stuck with it. They just slapped that 2 behind it, and here they are in the finals. I guess it worked.
And let's talk about a must hit here. Andy has played a really good safety. He only needs 1 point, and Damien needs to hit that. How did he? Oh, wow.
Tough break there for Damien.
Beautiful kick.
Beautiful shot to make contact with a 2, but scratches.
Yeah,
Andy
that
will
was
have
some
ball in hand.
good coaching also from his captain there. That was well played, but what are you going to do?
Andy
will
now
find the pocket.
In great position to secure this first match. Pockets the 2 ball, and the 5th Street players will open with a victory.
And that will put it at 13-7 in the favor.
So 13-7 point split there. Again, significant, though, because Damien was able to pick up some of those late points. You know,
Mhm.
this match could have been a much different split in favor of the Fifth Street players.
It was starting to look like a 15-5 or even a 16-4 there for a while because things were going Andy's way and he was playing really well. But Damien kept his cool and did what he could there and really showed a lot of heart coming back.
So both teams will regroup a little bit, decide who they're going to put up next. We will wait for that information to be shared with us, and then we will pass it along to you. If you're just tuning in, you are watching final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball Championships here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, where we've been for the past several days. We're kind of through that first wave of the tournament. 9-Ball wrapping up today. Ladies wrapped up yesterday. We'll have the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship tomorrow, but we've got the second wave kicking off today, and that second wave is 713 8-ball teams that have just rolled into town. So it's a packed house everywhere you turn, from the casino to the tournament rooms.
It's tough to get through. You know, you're walking through the hallways, and it's even difficult to get through. But it's great. Everywhere you look, there's people with a pool cue and people playing, and
it's a great turnout.
Party city.
I know. I've been talking to some of the staff here at the Westgate, and they're thrilled. It's been so busy. And they've really, you know, it's a couple years now we've been here at the Westgate, and they've really, I think, grown to love us, and we've grown to love the facilities here as well as the staff. They do a great job when we come into town in terms of, you know, getting the event, helping us get the event ready to go, and catering to our members with different, you know, specials on drinks and food options and things. They've really worked out.
Restaurant thing set up outside.
The patio, the patio. They call it the patio.
That's new for this year, right? Is that new?
They've had food out there in the past, but I think they've tried to up their game a little bit, make it more,
look like
a little more entertaining. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, and the weather here this week has been spectacular. I mean, it's still 97 degrees today, but for Vegas in August, that's relatively cool.
Yeah, 97
right? I mean,
compared to 117.
Usually you're seeing 110 for the highs, and looks like that weather's going to stick around for the rest of the week. So that's kind of nice. We have to hit the pool while we're out here. No, you hit the pool while you're out here? No.
I've got the pool at home. I live in South Carolina.
I don't ever have time to go to the pool. They make me work all day. So, well, we got a break. We'll take a look at some of the prize money breakdown again. This event. First place prize payout is $15,000. The runner-up is going to take home $7,000. We got over $1 million, $1.2 million, and some odd change awarded in all this week. This particular event, with a payout of $242,800. Looks like the players are prepared to lag, and as I look over my notes here, I believe we are seeing Jennifer Coash putting together her cue for the Fifth Street players. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is William Clerk for the contenders too. So again, we've got Jennifer Coash of the Fifth Street players. They are out of DuPont, Illinois. Her opponent will be William Clerk, representing the contenders too, and they are out of West Covina, California. Players are both ready. Nice show of sportsmanship. They shake hands, prepare to lag.
I'm playing these numbers right now, a skill level 2 and a skill level 3. That brings both teams right now to 7 total, and that tells me that they both want to play their high skill level. Joel Lara, skill level 9 for the contenders, and for Fifth Street players, the captain Don Dixon, who is an 8. So that should be interesting to see. Kind of they're both putting up. A lot of times you'll see players lopsided. You know, they'll take a high against the low.
Right.
And other matches you'll see that they stick together where it's about the same thing. But because you had a 5 playing a 4 before, now you have a 3 playing a 2. So we're going to see now what happens here between William, who's a skill level 3, and Jennifer, who is the 2. And again, with a 3 and a 2 playing, is going to be the 25 to 19 race.
Looks like Jennifer's played 5 matches here in the championships. William has 4 matches under his belt, so they've each gotten their feet wet here a little bit at the World Championships. question on the comments a few moments ago about why we use the Valley tables. We use the Valley tables as they are the primary table that our leagues are played on throughout the country. We've used different types of tables out here in the past, and the feedback that we've gotten from the members is that they prefer to play on the tables they're most used to from the local league. So Valley's been a very good partner of ours for many, many years.
Yeah, and there's no question that the majority, I would like to see what the percentage is, but a vast majority around the country is obviously going to be on Valley tables, and a lot of pool rooms, and majority of your bars and lounges that you can walk into usually has a Valley table as well.
Right.
So. Right, good shot there. Jennifer's got her work cut out for her here. But the only thing I can see is to go straight down to the end cushion. Preferably 2 rails, so at bottom cushion, side cushion to hit that one. You have a much greater chance of making contact with it, especially with the 5 being where it is. It'll be interesting to see here if she has left her own devices here or if they're going to take a timeout with this hit.
Again, this is Jennifer Koash, the 5th Street Players. They're from DuPont, Illinois. She's going to pocket the 9. However, that was out of turn, so
yeah,
that'll get spotted up. That is not going to be a 2-point conversion for her. DuPont, Illinois, where they're from. That's just outside the St. Louis, Missouri area. So, and the contenders, they are from West Covina, California. William Clerk back at the table here. Again, we said it was a 13-7 split on that first match. Is that right?
Yes.
Update our own scorecards here.
That'll work. There's going to be a close hit here. If that 8 ball looks like it's got a piece of it, if I were Jennifer, I would ask to have somebody watch that just to make sure if he actually tries to make it. Yeah. Well, from here it looked like that may have been a bad hit, but I'm not allowed to call it. Neither is anybody else.
And they're talking
it's
about
up
it
to
now.
Jennifer and William. But the referee can't really say anything when they're sitting in the chair. It was Jennifer's job to ask him to come, but I think he called it on himself and said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was bad. It was pretty clear that the 8 ball moved first.
Well, it's interesting. I saw this in the semifinals, too. This occurred with the contenders, too, and it was a situation where the seeded player did not ask for the referee to watch. However, you see the referee is sitting back there watching, and when she asked what he saw, he said, yeah, it was a foul, I think. So,
all right, you grabbed a point there and left a tough shot here for William.
William with a nice bank shot into the corner.
That's one thing I've noticed about threes in our area as well. They bank as well as any pro.
They just don't know where they're leaving it, right?
Well, yeah, no, that's true, and that's typical of your skill level 2 and 3. Is position is usually not the strength.
Right.
But they don't have the fear that a lot of the better players do when it comes to making the tough shots, because there's no way to have the real concept of what an easy shot and a tough shot is when you are a lower skill level player. And a lot of reason why we miss tough shots is because we know this is a tough shot. And these guys, they bank. I mean, I have some threes in our area in Myrtle Beach and Wilmington that can outbank me all day long. So we'll see if Jennifer can come with one here too. Almost a straight on bank. Just got to cut it just a little bit, depending on her speed. How about a double bank? No. Not a bad try.
I believe I saw Jennifer during the semifinal round as well. Not sure if William played during the round earlier today.
Not a bad effort, but he's going to leave a good shot here for Jennifer. A little bit of angle. If she can play a good speed here, she should have automatic position up for the 6. It's all about playing the correct speed. It should feed straight up for her to get a shot on the 6 if she makes this 5.
She
A little bit harder. Left herself a shot. Good try. Good shot.
Now shooting on the 6 ball. Can't quite get that to go in the corner.
Left a bit of a tester for William. Again, one of the tips that I have for everybody playing, whatever your skill level is, it doesn't matter. Our 9s, our 2s, and everything in between, you need to forgive yourself if you miss. You need to remember that, first of all, everybody here is an amateur.
Sure.
This is not what you do for a living. You don't play 12 hours a day.
Right.
The way a lot of pros do. Even pros have to get used to. I struggle with it all the time. Is you miss a shot, sit down, don't hang with your head. Try to get rid of it as soon as you possibly can. So when you do get the shot at the table again, you haven't lost all the confidence that you mustered up before the match even started.
Right.
So just upward and onward. The last place, she wanted that 7 ball to land.
Ava, we got a request here from Nicole. Her brother's in the Navy. He's tuning in right now, and she's hoping you can wish him a happy birthday from his friends in the
I would love to. What's his name?
SGV APA.
What's his name,
Well,
Nicole?
I wasn't given his name.
Happy
Nicole, you got to tell us his
birthday.
name. We'll see if Nicole comes back with his name, but
That's one thing I do love about the live streams is
troops overseas.
when you do an event, for instance, on ESPN, if you don't have ESPN or you don't live in the United States or the countries that cover it, you don't see it.
Right.
But with a live stream like this, pretty much wherever you are in the world, except maybe China, North Korea, you
Right,
can
where you're
watch
limited,
this.
sure.
Yeah. So
So his name is Matthew.
happy birthday, Matthew.
Happy birthday, Matthew, over serving our country overseas.
Yeah,
We're very
thank you for your
appreciative of that.
service. And be safe more than anything. All right. No, they're taking a time, huh? Not
No
taking a
timeout,
chance.
yeah.
Realize that we still have one here, so.
Some different questions on skill levels here. Again, we've got William at the table. He's a skill level 3. He's racing to 25 points. His opponent, skill level 2. She needs 19 points. William picks up 2 more points there, and they will split that first rack 7-3. William now needing 18 points. Jennifer just 16 points. Seeing a nice overview shot of the championship arena here, which we've mentioned a couple times is a packed house at this point. I'm expecting an even larger flood of folks heading this way at the conclusion of the opening ceremonies down the hall in our main tournament room.
Yeah, you
We
got
the
opening.
national anthem and everything
Right.
sung down there, which is always a cool experience for the players. And
I do love how we do the opening ceremonies here.
yeah,
It's really cool.
if you've never seen it, it is pretty cool. In fact, I think you can go back on our Facebook page to the first opening ceremony that we had on Thursday, and we bring in Lisa Smith. She's a local singer here in Las Vegas, and she is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean,
she
she
is.
can really belt out not just the United States national anthem or the American national anthem, but she sings Canada. She even sings the Japanese anthem. I mean, that's no easy feat. Of course, you're seeing.
Well, what I like too is the respect of the teams that are coming later. You know, that is not just one opening ceremony, but then you have when all the April players that are not here, you know, several days ago, they get to have the experience of it too. So that's great.
Right. Yep, we kind of hit the reset button and started all over today. And for the next 5 days, it'll be tournaments round the clock just about. William Clerk there with the break. Unable to pocket a ball.
Well, it's kind of seems kind of fair here. Andy in the first match playing for Fifth Street Players had some rolls going his way, and so far things have not been going Jennifer's way. Instead, William has been able to capitalize on some of the breaks he's had, and that's just the nature of any sport, really. But in 9-ball, especially the fact that there's only one ball that you're shooting at, things can go your way, whether you're making it in an unintended pocket or just as much. You shoot a shot, you miss it, and you leave nothing for your opponent, even though you made the mistake. So, open shot for Jennifer.
A little bit slower pace here in the second match than we saw in the first, which was very much offense, offense, offense.
Right.
Seeing a little more safety play here as best these players can. Of course, the skill levels lower in this second match than we saw in that first round as well. So,
oh, nice try.
Again, not uncommon to see these players missing shots. If you're just tuning in, these are amateur players. These are the more beginner or novice skill levels. I'm trying to say that as nicely as or appropriately as possible. You've got a skill level 2 and a skill level 3 playing here, whereas we saw a 5 and a 4 in that first round. William pockets the 1 in the corner. Slowly but surely adding to his point total, now at 8 points. Needing only 17 more. It's always kind of funny to see some of the comments that pop up here.
Yeah.
The folks that seem to neglect to understand the pressure of the moment and playing in this in this environment, you know.
Well, I would venture to guess that the people that come with some of these comments have never been in this position themselves.
Right, yeah. 3 huge screens above the arena.
Yeah.
Several hundred people now in the room. Several hundred more at home, including
and
family and friends watching.
And most everybody here, you may have had a few of your friends watching when you played in the local team championship at home to get here, the qualifier. But, and even in the big arena in the main room, not that many people are actually watching.
They're all playing, yeah.
And you get here, and it's like
everyone's watching you. Everyone.
It's tough.
There's a huge check looming just off screen, $15,000 check. You've got the big trophies just waiting for someone to take them home. So it is not your standard league playing environment. A lot of pressure.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice shot there by Jennifer.
She needed to get some confidence under her belt there, and she came with a good shot there.
Again, now she needs just 14 points. Ava, I got a comment here. It says you still look great. How old are you? So you're what, 36 this year? 37?
Yeah, I can't believe, why would you ask that? It's like,
I didn't ask. Thomas Andrew Schwartz asked that.
Well, you enjoyed pointing that out.
I know. I just thought it was humorous. Come on, Thomas. You can't ask a lady her age,
oh, wow.
brother.
Holy smokes. Nice shot, Jennifer.
Meanwhile, Jennifer with an impressive combination shot.
Have you noticed one thing about Jennifer here in this rack? She picked up pace. She's not looking timid anymore. She's just stepping up and smacking those balls around, and you need to do that. I tell our players at home in the Coastal Carolina APA, you cannot kind of, slowly walk around the table, stand there and staring at the ball, look timid, act confident.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you'll feel confident as well. Run around the table a little bit. Whoops. maybe not that fast.
See our friend Erica
Ball
Bias
in
has
hand
just
there.
tuned in. How you doing, Erica? Erica, the wife of one of our tournament directors, Jake Bias, who's working hard down the hall. But one of the many Vegas widows, you know. Everybody comes out to Vegas and their spouses are at home and
That's right.
for a 2-week stretch, sometimes longer. One of the nice things about the streaming coverage is folks are able to kind of tune in and feel a little bit more a part of it, even when they're not able to be here, including the family and friends of not just the players, but our staff that are out here.
Right.
You know, everybody's got somebody back home, so welcome to those of you that are just tuning in. Again, you're watching final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball World Championship. We are here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, where we've been the past several days. Jennifer Koash at the table of the 5th Street Players from Dupo, Illinois, putting together a nice little run here. She picks up a big 2 points there, now at 10 points, takes the lead, and now needs just 9 points to secure the match, the second match here. Again, you're seeing kind of the overhead shot here in the championship arena. You're seeing big crowd throughout the hallways there. They have the opportunity to kind of watch from the hallway there on one of the screens. You've got the entire room basically filled, and I'm guessing here any minute we're going to hear a big roar from down the hall where they're going to get the opening ceremonies going on.
And I just found out that, just saw on here, Andy Weigel said that Jennifer Koash is also in the U.S. Air Force.
Wow, okay.
So thank you to her for her service.
They do have, you know.
And she got time off to come and play in the APA World Championship.
That's
I love it.
It's important. Thank you to the U.S. Air Force.
You bet.
Lots of servicemen and women that play in our leagues around the country. We mentioned before, we certainly appreciate everything they do to keep our country safe.
And this is not going to hurt her cause any, getting a ball in hand here on the 1 ball. A little fortunate there.
Yes, some questions here about timeouts. Each of these players is granted 1 timeout per rack.
Okay, just a little tap in here on the 2. That angle on this from here looks a little bit more severe than it is. It's got to hit about a third of this 2 ball. We'll just be careful that cue ball doesn't get stuck behind the 6. No, all right. And William's turn to make something happen.
William Clark of the Contenders 2. They're out of West Covina, California. They've got a nice support group here that has come down. And he fails to pocket the 2 there, but doesn't do Jennifer any favors, I don't believe, in the position. The cue ball. Getting some comments about accuracy of skill levels and that type of thing. I want to remind folks that we do have our handicap review committee that reviews the score sheets of every team after every round they play. They work nearly round the clock, reviewing scores and making sure people are rated accurately.
Yeah, I'm always kind of blown away that people focus so much on that. I mean, we work really hard as league operators all year to keep track of it. The other teams have an opportunity to really to have a paper score sheet they send in. They say this is what happened tonight. So if you're too lazy to keep score, but I mean everybody does on every level does their best of making sure that everybody is fairly
Absolutely.
handicapped, and the handicap review committee, like you said, they do their job, and then between each round, things are input. So everybody's going to have a good day, and everybody's going to have a bad day.
Right.
Every 3 can play like a 4 or a 2 at any given time.
Right.
Every 5 can play like a 6 or a 4 at any given time. It's just,
Right.
and especially here, you can see somebody play way worse than they normally play because they're nervous,
Sure.
or they're so nervous that they kind of focus and overcome everything that's around them. So
Right.
there's a lot of things go into it. I am blown away at how much an amateur pool and golf, how very focused a lot of people are on
Right.
skill
Right.
levels.
Yeah, you know, and I think the other thing is too, it's not just that players that are here are reviewed here during the tournament. They're actually, every team that comes out here is reviewed from the time they
Exactly.
qualify to come out here.
Yes.
They go back through and look at their session scores, and I know they spend about a week in the office. They lock them in a room, and they've got
We
about a
send
half
every
dozen
score
people.
sheet in.
The
Yeah.
league operators send every score sheet for those teams, and they are all thoroughly reviewed. So we take the handicapping very seriously. We go to great lengths to ensure it's being used properly. There are sometimes rare exceptions where it's not, and those teams are dealt with accordingly, you know, and sometimes that means a disqualification. I don't know that we've had, I believe maybe one this year in 9-ball, which is obviously not something that we enjoy doing, but again, in order to protect the integrity of the event, sometimes it's a necessary thing to do. So.
Yes. And it hurts, but at the same time, you're trying to help the majority of everybody who is out here and make sure that it ensures a fair event.
Oh, Matthew is watching now, Ava, so if you could wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matthew. Thanks for being there. Stay safe.
All right.
That was a good shot. That was a good shot by William. Looks like all she has is that one rail kick here. I don't like her chances of going. She's got to be careful so she doesn't go too long here. Yeah, a little bit too long.
Nice.
A little bit too long. Just missed the 3 ball.
So she'll give ball in hand to Williams. She pockets that 2 in the corner. I'm sorry, that was the 4 in the corner she pocketed. That'll be marked as a dead ball. William now has ball in hand on the 3. Sometimes that 2 and the 4 are a little tough to decipher on the monitor, the color.
Eric Winter asked if you can combo the 9 in the finals event, and yes, absolutely.
William going to get a little lucky there, not quite. 8-ball's going to park itself right in front of the corner pocket. Jennifer will come back to the table. She now needs just 7 points.
She's got a good chance of banking this here, because even if you bank it a little bit too long here, it can go into the 6 and go off the 6 and into the side pocket. You come up short, you always have chance. I always say, if anything, bank short, because you have a chance to, oh my goodness, look at that shot. That is
nice
a
shot.
typical 2 or 3 shot right there, where, you know, your 9s wouldn't even try it. But I'm just telling you, I see it all the time, and I love it. That was a good shot. Didn't get much, you know, no position on the 6, which is okay and not expected. That's perfectly fine. She's doing what she's got to do, but she came with a good shot-making shot there.
Now needing just 6 points, but that'll bring William to the table. Shooting on the 6 ball here. And
8 ball?
He's going to
8
get
ball.
a little lucky there. As
Yeah.
the 8 ball drops in that far corner. William now needing 14 points.
Nice shot.
That's the 6 in the corner.
Where's the cue ball going to go, though? Is it going to slow down? Yeah. Didn't leave himself the dream spot, but he's perfectly okay with that. And huge pocket. Even he hits it way too thick, it can go off the 9-ball here. So he doesn't hit it too much, overcut it too much. There you go. Nice shot. Where's the cue ball going, though?
He pockets the 7 in the same corner, and now shooting on the 9, but I'm not sure he's thrilled with the position that he's left for himself. He's going to
take a timeout.
Get a timeout from his captain, Joel Lara.
I just saw a comment on here. I just looked down from Craig Hook. I agree with you. I love the lower skill level players. They have no fear, and so much of sports is not having fear. And a lot of times, education about the game is what will bring on fear.
Right.
Indecisiveness brings on fear. And all you can do is you make up your mind what you want to do.
Sure.
Forget about the rest of the team or other people watching thinking you should have done this, you should have done that. You just decide what you want to do and then give it everything you've got.
All right, Williams going to try to come off the rail here into the 9-ball. Captain Joel Lara has lined him up, and not only does he not pocket the 9, but he fails to make contact and scratches, so that's going to give ball in hand to Jennifer here, and golden opportunity for her to pick up a big 2 points.
Bet. One of the things that I've found, Jason, is a lot of coaches forget to talk to the player that they're showing. So hit it here. Forget to tell them how hard or how soft to hit it.
Right.
When you hit the ball, it's going to lengthen the angle. If you hit it softly, it's going to shorten it if you hit it firm. So that's a big part of when you're kicking. It's not just enough to show hit it here. You need to also explain what speed to hit it with.
Yeah. So Jennifer now with 15 points, needs only 4 more to secure a victory. William preparing the rack. Jennifer will have the break. She's going to examine the rack.
That's 2 big points there for Jennifer.
Absolutely. Talked to Jennifer's captain before the match. He said this team has been together now since last fall, so they've been together for almost a year playing. All of them, of course, met through the league.
William is going to need a couple of points here, at least 2 points to avoid a 16-4 total point in this match. 2 more balls and he could at least bring it to 15-5 before Jennifer gets those last 4. So 4 balls still for a 2 can be pretty easy if the balls are wide open and she can just kind of tap them in or come with one of those big bank shots.
Right.
But still, it can also be a long time before a 2 gets an opportunity to make those 4. So it's still an open match. But again, your key is for the team to win, not just you winning. So those points that you can get for your team is so incredibly important.
William gonna get a break there.
He'll take it.
He misses the 1, but he gets the 6 ball, I believe that was. Drops. Now a shot on the 1. Can't get that 1 to go in the corner.
And he's left a good shot here for Jennifer to get within 3.
Jennifer could pick up another big point here. And she does. Now needs just 3 points. The Contenders have quite a fan club here online. A lot of folks rooting for the SGV APA, San Gabriel Valley APA. Jennifer picks up another point as she pockets the 2 ball. Long shot here on the 3, which she can't quite get to go.
It was a nice try, though. She makes that, and the 4 is right there
Yeah,
for
so
the win.
close.
So good opportunity for William to, at a minimum, get those 2 points here. Tap that in. 4 is right there. He's got natural position. All he really has to worry about his speed here. He can make this 4 come up for the 5. Speed really important on this shot. That's a good shot.
Pockets the 4 in the corner.
Hi, Rusty. That's fun. Good to hear from you.
And William.
Uh-oh, look at the safety here, by the way. That'll work.
So he does not
He
pocket
needed
the
that.
5, but he
No,
makes
no,
life
no.
difficult on Jennifer, again, who needs just 2 points, but has no clear route or direct route to the 5 ball here. And she's going to, her captain is going to call a timeout. This is Don Dixon Jr., the captain of the 5th Street Players, going to help Jennifer navigate a path, hopefully, to at least make legal contact with the 5 ball, trying to avoid giving ball in hand to William. You're seeing the rest of the team members for 5th Street Billiards. That's Scott Sullivan there in the foreground. Bryler Kuntz, I believe, next to him. I think that was actually maybe Ty.
All right, good coaching there and
Nice
good
coach.
kicking.
Gonna bring William back to the table here. William now just needing 9 points. Make that
And
8
there's
points.
one of those 3 banks right there.
So
Good
we
shot.
are
Good shot by William. Kind of had nothing to lose there. Four balls left, 4 points left available on the table. No.
All right, so William cannot pocket the 7 ball, and again, Jennifer will return to the table needing just 2 points. Ava, under most circumstances, this looks like a pretty good bet, but here again, we have a skill level 2 in the middle of a $15,000 match. Nothing is necessarily coming easy, right?
No, I mean, she's really shown a lot of heart here, and she's almost straight in on the 7, so it's a very makeable shot for her.
But there we go.
But, you know, that's one of those where it's almost straight in, and you
Right.
tend to hit it. You want it to be straight in. See that a lot. So
And no doubt she realizes she's 2 points away. So again, the pressure kind of builds each point
Yeah.
closer. And this is William now at the table shooting at the 7.
And again, that is a typical.
William's going to pocket the
nice
7.
shot. That's typical though of a 2 or 3 is they come with some amazing shots and then miss the
Miss the
ones that you would
routine.
expect. Yeah, and that's
Right.
perfectly okay. That's what it's about. Oh wow, that might hurt if he gets. Yeah, she's got a very makeable 8 ball here.
Jennifer again with a very good opportunity to put this second match away. Now shooting on the 8 ball. She pockets the 8 ball, now shooting on the 9. And if she is to pocket this ball, that would put her over the points needed, but a long way to go. This is a big shot.
And I think, you know, most of your 7, 8, 9s would shoot this into the side pocket, but we saw her before cutting a ball down in the corner, doing an amazing job of it, and she
Yeah,
almost
she
did it
can't-
again.
Just can't quite get that 9 ball to go.
She came with that incredible, do you remember that? She came with that incredible cut shot
Right.
earlier in the match, and
So
we'll see.
Williams going to try to pocket the 9 here and stave off elimination, try to get to that next rack, give himself an opportunity. And he is unable to run the 9 down to the corner.
And kind of
Oof.
landed in a funky spot
Yeah.
here. Not sure she can make this and get the cue ball out of the way for a avoiding a double kiss. Looks like just barely, but it's not an easy bank by any means. She might be able to cut it in. Yeah, you can see right there, it is makeable to cut it in for sure. Oh. Still not an easy shot though, this angle. The balls are close together. It's a pretty severe angle into the corner for Williams, so it's still anybody's 9-ball here at this point.
His captain, Joel Lara, is going to call a timeout here. Realizing that the timeouts don't carry over, you might as well take advantage of them while you can.
Watch out for the scratch in the side here. Center ball could very easily put that cue ball right into. No, missed it. Well, look out, look out, look out,
Oh.
look out. Uh-oh.
William pockets the 9, but follows it in with the cue ball. That means they will spot the 9 ball.
Yeah.
Jennifer will have ball in hand and a golden opportunity for her to put this match away. Again, Jennifer needs just 1 point here. And she gets the 9 ball to go. Jennifer Koash winning the second match over William Clerk.
And that should have brought it to a 14-6 right there.
It was a
By her getting that, I do
split.
believe 14-6, which will bring the total 27-13 in favor of Fifth Street Players.
So Fifth Street Players now has opened up a commanding lead. And
Obviously,
we'll
in case you're
see-
not familiar with 9-ball, sorry, if anybody gets to 51 points, the match is over. 50 points, a tie of 50-50 out of the 100 points available. The team that has 3 individual wins, which obviously the advantage here is with the Fifth Street Players if it does turn out to end in a tie.
And we'll see, based on the score, which players these team captains want to put up here. Fifth Street in very good position here, having now played a 5 and a 2. I'm wondering here if they go for the throat and they put in team captain Don Dixon, who is a skill level 8. One other player to keep an eye on would be Tyler Whitaker, who's a skill level 4. Dixon specifically mentioning both of those players. And it does look like, from what I can tell,
That's what I got.
does look like Tyler Whitaker, at least for Fifth Street Billiards, or Fifth Street Players, I'm sorry, will be coming to the table, and the Contenders still talking it over again, now down 27-13, realizing the importance of victory here in this third matchup. We'll see what they opt to do. Again, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Whitaker for Fifth Street Players is a skill level 4. And we will see how the Contenders want to counter that.
Tyler Whitaker for Fifth Street. Is that what we got?
Not officially, but based on my conversation with his captain, he had mentioned both Tyler and himself as likely to play, and I do believe that's Tyler who has put his cue together. We'll get confirmation from our producer here momentarily, but I believe that's Tyler Whitaker, and now looks like for the Contenders, I believe that's Caroline O'Connor. Again, we'll get the official word here momentarily. If that's correct, though, Tyler is a skill level 4, Caroline a skill level 5. Again, we'll wait for that to come in officially as the players lag.
It's kind of a not must, but close to it. Win situation for the contenders here, being down 27-13 in overall points. Definitely need to grab quite a few points here to be able to keep this match.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got, as I kind of review the rosters here for the fifth ball or Fifth Street players, they have Don Dixon, a skill level 8, still looming. The contenders still have Joelle, Laura, skill level 9 looming. So we'll see if we ultimately see them. But again, here you've got Tyler Whitaker for the Fifth Street players, Caroline O'Connor for the contenders 2. Tyler will have the break after he looks over the rack. Tyler racing to 31 points, whereas Caroline will need 38. Tyler with a solid break, however, unable to pocket a ball. You're analyzing that score sheet pretty good over there, Ava.
Yeah,
I see you.
I'm
really
trying to stay on top of things.
Yeah. Ava's digesting the score sheet here, trying to figure out who's going to be playing next.
Well, I'm telling you, it's interesting. I find that, obviously, I love the game. I love the game of 9-ball in particular, also 8-ball, but I mean, 9-ball is closest to my heart because that's what we've been playing pros. I really do enjoy watching your 2s, 3s playing this game because the passion they have for the game, and it's kind of, you never know what they're going to come up with, and they come with the big shots. But I have to tell you, I am in awe of how smart these guys are as far as playing the numbers. It's such a big part of it.
Right, matching up the skill levels and the players.
Yeah, and that's a big part of winning. You know, it's not just playing, because obviously your 2s are not going to step up and play like 9s. That's not going to happen. So you have to kind of play the odds and who likes playing what, and you know, you want to leave your logic says you want to leave your best players for last, but you got to be careful because there may not be the last match because you may have lost by then.
Yeah, so you never want to leave your best player on the bench for the entire game.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And sometimes that does happen.
Oh, I've seen it plenty of times. I've also seen some teams trying to push their best players out in the front and then get to the last match, and they have left for the 5th match a skill level 2 who has only been playing for a few months and never under that pressure and didn't quite work out.
My very first year with APA was 2000, and we were watching the 8-ball championship, and so that's $25,000. There had 2 skill level 2s. That's all they had left to go.
Right.
In the final round, and I believe that match took about 6 hours to finish up because these guys were as nervous as they could possibly be. They struggled to pocket balls throughout, and so yeah, it happens sometimes, but here we've got a 4 and a 5. This is Caroline O'Connor of the contenders 2. She's a skill level 5, needs 38 points. Out to an early lead.
That was a nice try. Nice try by Caroline. Just came up short a little bit, but she got some loving from it. Got rewarded with a safety here. Tyler's going to have to kick one rail.
Question about our Masters event and when that begins. I believe that starts on Tuesday. I want to confirm that real quick.
We had Jack and Jill start yesterday and 8-ball starting today.
Yeah, Masters will kick off on Tuesday. And the finals, you'll be able to watch that live here on Friday.
Good kick by Tyler, and he was rewarded there. almost frozen behind the 8th. I don't even know if she's going to be able to kick at it.
Seeing the schedule of upcoming streaming matches. Of course, we'll have the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship tomorrow at 6 p.m. That is Pacific time, 9 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast.
All right, a bank opportunity here, or a combo, or a billiard. He's got 3 different options.
Tyler still looking for his first points in
Thick
this
hit.
rack, and he
There you
picks
go.
it up on the 8 ball. Always good to get that first couple points under your belt.
You bet. And this lined up, I think, just right. It's a hair off straight in. Just don't want to overcompensate here. Should be able to get a good shot at the 3 after this if he doesn't hit it too firm. Perfect. Got a funky angle coming into the 4 here. You may be able to go into the cushion and back out again. Yeah, he had to do a lot with the cue ball there because it was going to the wrong side, flirting with scratch, flirting with getting snookered behind the 7. So kind of makes you forget to make the ball when you're too concerned about the object ball sometimes.
Right. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball World Championships. We're here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This event started with 476 teams. You are watching the final 2 teams left standing. Navigated their way through the tournament bracket. Here they find themselves in the championship arena in front of now several hundred folks here watching live, several hundred more watching online.
Caroline's got to be careful of the scratch here. Yeah, if she'd have made that, it looked like she was going to scratch. So not all is lost. The only bad thing there is she left a shot for Tyler. 4 is tied up there with a 7. But there's an opportunity if he can get enough of a draw stroke. Obviously, the cue ball is far enough from the 3. That makes the the cue ball still having draw on it by the time they hits the 3 is obviously more difficult. But I don't think he has to draw it much to break out the 7 and the 4. Good shot.
This is Tyler Whitaker of the Fifth Street Players. They are from DuPont, Illinois, where they play out of Fifth Street Billiards. You're seeing some of Tyler's teammates there watching on behind the Pool Dog banner. Of course, our friends at Pool Dog, one of our sponsors here, along with Nationwide Insurance, Aramith Balls, Action Cues. We got some great sponsors, some great partners that work with us at APA to put on these events. Caroline O'Connor here. She is with the Contenders 2. They're out of West Covina, California, where they play out of the Royale Lounge, I'm told. I know a lot of times with the streaming, you get a lot of the folks, when they find out one of their teams is in the finals, they kind of all migrate to their home bar and try to tune in from there together and
Yeah, that's
make
true.
an event out of it, which is pretty cool if you think about it.
It's great.
A little viewing party, if you will. Tyler Whitaker back at the table here.
Good shot by Tyler. Held the cue ball right there. See if Tyler has a bit of a draw stroke here. You're going to need to have that coming back, or even go over to the cushion just a little bit. You don't have to go all the way down to get a shot. Well, he had the draw stroke. You just forgot to make the 6 there. Thin cut here. Thin cut coming up. And you would love to hit this softly so that you can have a shot at the 7 on the other side of the table. But you got to remember, when you hit a ball this thin and you hit it softer, it's going to grab a little bit more. You have to overcut it and almost miss the ball altogether.
Some questions here about the team score. The team score is currently 27-13 in favor of the Fifth Street Players. Again, they have 27 points. The Contenders 2 with 13 points. So again, 27 to 13. Each of these teams trying to get to that magic number of 51.
I think we're going to see Caroline grabbing one more point here. Getting on the 7, though. It's not that as easy as it might look right here because it's more straight in than it looks on the screen. And she'll take it. Make sure you make that ball since it's the point system. And every point for your team obviously helps. Bank shot, I'm sure, coming up here. And nope, no good.
I bring Tyler back to the table.
Still a full house here, watching the finals.
Yeah, I was waiting on word to see. I'm guessing by now they are now underway in the 8-ball open event down the hall. That was scheduled to, opening ceremonies were scheduled for 4 o'clock down there, so thousands of players down there to take in the opening events, the singing of the national anthems.
Good shot by Tyler there, grabbing those last
9.
2.
Picks up 2 points, now leading 6-4. And he will have the break as Caroline prepares the rack. And again, you're seeing the championship arena here at the Westgate.
Somebody pointed out that you haven't seen much of a safety play yet between these 2 players in the first rack. And you know what? 9-ball, first of all, 9-ball doesn't lend itself to that many safeties.
Right.
You know, it's as long as you can see the ball. If not, you're kicking at the ball.
Little kiss cam there. I like that. I like that.
Cute.
There we go.
I like that.
Kind of break up a little bit of the tension in the room. Perfect.
That's cool.
It's been a very quiet room thus far, I've noticed. You know, yesterday we had a lot of cheering and things when shots were made. So far, it's been fairly quiet in here. Tyler preparing to break here. Pockets the 5-ball in the corner on the break.
Doesn't look like he has anything to shoot at here, Jason. There's no push out in APA, and that's part of our equalizer format. That usually just tends to lend itself to help the
higher skill player, I'm guessing,
exactly.
Yes. But we always get a lot of questions, why don't you allow the jump cue, why don't you allow the push out? That would be because the vast majority of our players are 2s, 3s, and 4s, and those caveats to the game tend to favor the higher skilled players. So
yeah, and there's no reason to, for instance, the push out. If that's the only chance that you're you can completely, if you're a higher skill level player, you can completely control the match. You make a ball on the break, you can push out to a difficult shot, a jump shot, whatever that you can handle, but the other player can't. Same thing, you know, that's part of what I like about it, and it really does make a difference.
Sure.
Really
now
does.
we do allow push out and jump cues in Masters. We allow both those?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
So we do have one format that allows for that. Again, your Masters division is going to be your higher skilled, your upper echelon players, and that's why those things are allowed there, but not in your standard formats, which is your 8-ball and 9-ball championships, or league play, if you will.
And we do have singles events, Gordon, absolutely. That's in April, May. That's when we have our championship. You can qualify all throughout the year on singles board qualifier boards. You win the regional championship.
Of course, we also offer the U.S. Amateur Championship format for the best of the best, if you will. We'll have that event coming up here in November. I know the preliminary is being held around the country in September.
Again, that's not a non-handicap.
Non-handicap, 9-foot tables for the championships in Tampa there. So that's always a very popular event. Just grows every year. This is actually I believe the 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary this year of the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe.
Chris, I just saw your comment. There's really no skill level max to play or minimum to play in the Masters. Some areas have a minimum where you can't play Masters if you are below X, but that's individual. You'll have to check with your league operator to see what that is. But the majority of the Master players are your 6s and 7s or 5 6s and 7s.
Right, or a 9-ball, you're 6 through 9.
6 through 9.
Lance Pate was lucky enough to play Skylar Woodward in the regional finals in 2014 before he went pro. I actually saw Skylar out here. He was at the pool party Saturday night. He grabbed me. I hadn't seen him since the Moscone Cup last year, but he was out here with Billy Thorpe, another up-and-coming young pro player, American pro players. Skylar did play in the APA for a short while there in Kentucky. I think we ultimately ruled him a little too good for league play, and
yeah, he's skyrocketed.
He seems to have done well for himself since. By all accounts, he will most likely be on the Moscone Cup team once again. So.
All right, these balls are laying kind of pretty here. She can cut this. Oh, I thought it was the 5-ball. I apologize. I thought she had a good shot on this 3. I mean, not on the 4. 3 balls. She's got a chance. If she hits a really thin hit here and not too firm, she might have a chance at the 9. It's kind of tough to tell.
Joelle, her team captain's going to talk it over with her. Joelle Lara, one of 2 brothers on the contenders. Joel and his brother Victorino. Not uncommon for us to see some family associations on these teams. I know 5th Street players, Don Dixon and his wife Sarah, both members of that team. So family, friends, and coworkers, that's what we say, Ava. Bring them all out.
That's right.
Anybody can do it. Everyone can play. Anyone can win.
She tried for that thin hit there in the billiard on the 9 and just whiffed it. So ball in hand here for Tyler.
Tyler with a slight lead, 8-5. Again, he needs to get only to 31 points compared to Caroline's 38 based on their skill level differential. Question here about which team won the best shirts. That has yet to be decided. Voting for that will begin at the conclusion of our tournament. We do that voting online now. The top, I believe, 5 teams will be recognized. Is it top 5 teams? Maybe top 3 teams?
Might be able to send the 9 here. No, drew it across. Nice shot, Tyler. Good shot.
Tyler has now played 7. This would be his 8th match here, the championship. So he has gotten his money's worth in this year's tournament. Has played more than anyone on his team. Now shooting on the 8-ball.
Again, first of all, a lot of body movement there. He kind of didn't stay down on the shot, but also gave up the shot to try to get the cue ball up for the 9. Sometimes you just can't, you don't need to get that cute. You could shoot the 9 ball down in the far corner. This is a 7-foot table. It's not that far, so never give up. the shot to be able to get position and get to perfect.
Caroline pockets that 8 ball in the corner. What appears to be a makeable shot on the 9.
No.
Can't quite get the 9 to go.
Again, she kind of jumped up a little bit too.
Question here about any discussion on the World Championships being held in Japan or Canada. We are going to be in Las Vegas forever. No, I shouldn't say forever, but for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
We like our home here at the Westgate. We plan to stay at the Westgate. While we do have a number of teams in both Canada and Japan, we have significantly more playing here in the United States, so it only makes sense that we continue to host this event here. Las Vegas, obviously one of the few cities in the country that can host an event of this size.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but I mean, if you're going to go to another city, let's say a city like Orlando, the only thing you could do then is play on cement floor and play on like a convention center or something to be able to hold that. So the fact that we have the hotel here, you don't have to go out in the heat or in the elements. You have
well, and it's self-contained,
yeah,
right? You can stay on property if you choose. There's obviously opportunities for entertainment and tons of great restaurants here at the Westgate. They opened that new food court back there. I haven't been yet, but
I heard about that.
Some nice new food options here. I've been to Edge, the steakhouse, which is fantastic. Of course, Benihana is always kind of a fun favorite if you like the hibachi style meal, a little sake. We've really fallen in love with the Westgate here. It's been a great home for the last couple years. And we plan to be here for several more.
It's a good shot there. Nice shot, Caroline. Again, to answer some questions, yes, she is a 5, and yes, he is a 4. We all have good moments and bad moments. They have played the entire tournament. They've played an entire tournament to get here at the local qualifier stage. They've played several matches here at the championship. It doesn't mean you're not going to have moments where you wish you could take back, and like that shot right there. Or that you're going to come with shots that kind of surprise yourself also. So it's a long way to go here. Caroline's got a lot of, she's just made a couple of little errors here and had a couple of breaks that went the other way, which is, you know, part of the game.
Again, we started this event with 476 teams. We started the day with 4. We're now down to the final 2 at the APA 9-ball World Championships.
Open shot here on the 2. 3 is right by the side pocket there, so she can make this 2 ball. She's got the 3 right there. Good shot. That's right. She needs to be a little bit more aggressive here and a little more confident. Get some speed going in. It's not life or death. It's a pool game. And what is it? That's 10,000 for second place.
I think it's 7,000.
7,000 per second.
So it's you're talking about an 8,000 differential here. I mean,
it's you're right.
You finish second, you still go home with a decent payday. However,
it's that trophy.
It's the trophy. It's the title, and you know the extra $8,000 isn't bad either.
See what Caroline's going to come with here. Got to be careful of the scratch with the angle she has if she's going to try to cut this in. Oh,
nice shot.
Just avoided it. That'll work. Good shot.
Caroline pockets the 5 in the corner.
Looking at a combo here. This is kind of a little funky angle. It's not incredibly difficult because they're close enough together, so it's easier to judge it. But you really need to stay down, pretend there is no 9 there, and just shoot the 6 as to where you pointed into the rail. And nice shot. Nice shot.
Combination there by Caroline. The 6 to the 9 picks up those 2 points. Again, a very close match here, as we would have expected, with a 4 and a 5. Steve, I think you scared that guy off.
Another
there's a
kiss.
little kiss cam there. How cute.
Everybody's delivering out here.
The commenters can't seem to decide if Caroline is overranked or underranked, so I'm guessing she is right on with her ranking, folks. Depending on where we're at in this match, I've heard both.
Like I said, it just
She
makes
shouldn't
me
be a
laugh.
5, she's a
Somebody makes
4,
one
and
good shot. They
yeah,
shouldn't be. Yeah,
yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Again, these players are thoroughly reviewed from the time that they play in league to the time that they qualify for this event, throughout the entire event after every round. So while we won't say that there's ever anything perfect, we do our absolute best to make sure that skill levels are where they need to be. And
I think both players are starting to settle into this match and getting used to all the people. This room, like we said, it's almost only standing room left. And it's been like that since we started. Whoa.
I like Wanda.
that
She
was
said,
good hit.
spectators always know best.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never missed a ball from here. I don't know about you, Jason, but I play really good from the stands. All right, let's see here if we can. Oh, nice shot.
Tyler with a nice shot on the 2 ball in the corner.
Again.
Shot that with some authority.
Yeah, I like that. I like hit the ball. Make up your mind what
Smash
you're going to
it.
do and hit it. You don't have to hit it a million miles an hour like you do, and you don't have to poke it like you do on your other shots, but somewhere in between. Just hit it like you mean it.
Sometimes it feels good to hit it like that, too.
Yeah.
Just relieve some of that
You bet.
pressure and tension. That's, again, this is not the easiest environment to compete in, given all the eyeballs on you. Cameras pointed at you. Big check looming next to you. Of course, we use that big check, but we actually give them cash. That check's just a prop. Did you know that? You can't
No, I
take
didn't.
that. You can't take that big check to the bank.
Oh, why not?
Well, you could, but they're going to laugh at you. No, we hand out the cash before they leave.
Oh, baby, now it's a good shot.
Tyler banking it in the corner, or I'm sorry, in the side pocket there.
All right, it's going to have some work to do here, getting from the 6 to the 9. He's going to have to cut this in and go off the table and back down again, or with a lot of right spin, he can go around the table. There's no way to hold that here.
Tyler
Just not hard enough.
now needing only single digits. Needs just 9 points to secure this match. Oh, what a shot there by Tyler.
Tyler on fire and just kind of smacking at everything right now.
Tyler now needing just 7 points.
And fifth street players who continue to look really good. And it's not like the contenders look bad. I mean, some of the things have gone, not quite their way, but some of those players just haven't gotten real comfortable out there. You can tell just not as aggressive or confident. And like I said earlier, a lot of it is just acting confident will make you feel more confident. And it also scares your opponent a little bit if you're looking like you know what you're doing.
Sure.
And
Well, I mean, the pressure just mounts as your team gets down further and further. It's
right.
The intensity just builds and builds for you. So Fifth Street players obviously playing very loose at this point. Sizable lead now, leading 27-13, and Tyler Whitaker needing just 7 points to secure this match. So whereas the contenders obviously, again, that pressure just kind of slowly building as
well, they keep being in that situation. And once you get behind, if you let it get to you, where you start feeling like you're constantly trying to catch up.
Absolutely.
And that looks like it's going to be kind of, albeit accidental, but let's call it a safety.
Caroline with another opportunity here at the table.
Bit of a thin cut here, but perfect angle. The cue ball's going to go down towards the 2. A little bit of right spin will bring it down. Oh boy. Caroline is just not on. We saw her in, I think, the second rack. You really got to see what Caroline was all about.
Yeah.
But she's finding it kind of uphill right now. You can tell she's in that place. I've been there plenty of times.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interesting too, because I asked her team captain Joelle prior to the match. I said, if you had to pick an MVP on this team from your roster at this point in the tournament, and he mentioned specifically Caroline.
Right.
So she has obviously had a much better tournament than at least we're seeing currently. And again, some of that is nerves. Some of that is the fact that this is now the third match and her team is down 27-13, so.
The pressure was put on her, and so far she's lived up to it. And you know what? Again, anybody who's ever played or ever competed or even played recreationally knows that every match has its own life.
Right.
And sometimes you're gonna show up and shock yourself how well you played, and then there are the times that you're going, I feel like almost giving the game up. I can't believe I played so good yesterday. It's one of those. So
Caroline with the 2 in the corner there. I don't think we've seen her best yet, and hopefully we'll get a chance to before this match ends, because again, she's got 8 matches under her belt here in the 9-ball championship, which means her team has been very confident in her.
Yeah, just getting a little frustrated.
Tyler now just 6 points away from victory.
It's just past where if he hits this with follow, he should be able to avoid a scratch in the side pocket.
Can't quite get that 3 to drop in the corner pocket there.
All right, got Caroline back up again. Some love from the crowd there. I like Wanda's way of putting it. One game does not define your rank or your ability.
That's so true.
Oh, no.
Another tough break there for
Continues to rain on Caroline
she
right
is
now.
Definitely frustrated at this point. I'll give ball in hand to Tyler. That will be marked as a dead ball. So no points awarded. Tyler will have ball in hand here. Shooting on the 4 ball. Again, needing just 6 points.
And they're laying right there. There's nothing that is anything major. Sixth position from the 6 to the 7 is about the only one I can see being a trouble. Here's what we have watched, a little bit of weakness on Tyler, though. He doesn't have the perfect angle here on the 5 to get to the 6. And he has, oh, he got it that time. A lot of time we see him sacrificing the shot for position and misses an easier shot due to that. But he's got perfect angle right now to make this. Well, we see him do it again.
And he misses the 6, right.
That's kind of been the only bad thing about Tyler's game, really, is that he's made some good shots. He's played some decent positions, some good defensive shots, but
and he's missed some very makeable ones. Again, he's a skill level 4.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Comes and goes.
He's a skill level 4.
The overall score going into this particular match was 27-13.
Caroline wanted a timeout there. Joelle, Lara, her team captain's going to come out and talk it over with her.
And you said that Caroline O'Connor has played
8 matches.
8 matches out here. Tyler Whitaker also 7 matches played. So they've had some confidence in him as well.
Both
you
of
realize
them,
how many matches they've had to play here to get to the finals.
Both of them leading. Well, I'm sorry, no, that's not true. Tyler playing the most matches for the Fifth Street Billiards. Caroline with the second most matches. They have one other team member who has played 9 at this point. So.
Well, and that's Jacqueline, and playing 9 times. Wouldn't that tell us that they must have lost along the way and gone on the loser side? I think you went through straight on the winner side. I don't think you played 9 matches.
I think I talked to them beforehand. They indicated they were undefeated, so I'd have to go back through the
contenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to go back through the CompuSport app, which is a great time to plug that.
That's
if you want to follow your teams here in Las Vegas and how they've done throughout the bracket, you can log on to our website, poolplayers.com, and check out CompuSport. That is the online tournament brackets. You can also download the app right to your phone. You can set up notifications to follow your favorite teams. So, again, if you're curious how any particular team or player is doing out here, you can use our CompuSport app.
Kind of a funky angle here. This looks like very easily could become a double kiss if she goes for this bank. She'd have to hit this really firm. Oh,
nearly pocketed the 9 in the corner.
Yeah, that was a tough situation because to hit that 8 ball correctly, you really can't get that cue ball out of the way unless you hit it with reverse and do a whole bunch of that stuff. So it looks like an easy bank, but it's actually not because of the double kiss.
Tyler needing just 2 points, and he can get them both here. The 8 ball goes.
And here it goes.
The 9 is sitting in that pocket. Just be wary of the scratch. Don't follow it in.
This is not good news. This would be an 18-2 win if Tyler makes this 2 ball right here. I mean this 9 ball to the 2 points. Devastating loss there.
Tyler Whitaker winning that match for the Fifth Street Players. We'll get an updated team match score for you here momentarily. Referees and floor managers will confer with the teams to determine who they want to put up next. How's the score looking for you?
It's looking for me that overall, where I have it right now, but they're going to double check, it's 45-15. Oh, I like it when we get it.
You
when
and
we
Steve's
agree.
math agree.
Yeah. You were faster than me that
here.
time.
So we are at 45-15. Again, this is a team race of 51. So the Fifth Street Players are in very good position here. Need just 6 points now.
And they have 2
team
matches
points,
to
that
get
is.
it.
That
Exactly.
is team points. That is not individual points. So I'm guessing the referees and floor managers will discuss what point total the Fifth Street player needs in this next match that would dictate that split. Both players or both teams deciding who they want to put up here. Got a few minutes. We want to thank all of our sponsors here, the World Championships, Aramith Balls, Action Cues, our friends at Pool Dog, and of course Nationwide Insurance, who's been a great partner of ours. Looks like Joel, no, I'm sorry, that is I'm not sure if that's Victorino Lara there. We'll find out for sure here in a moment. And for Fifth Street players, that is Don Dixon, the team captain, preparing his cue. Don is a skill level 8. Again, I believe this is Victorino Lara of the Contenders 2, preparing for his matchup with Don Dixon, team captain of the Fifth Street players. Fifth Street players are out of Dupo, Illinois, which is just outside St. Louis. The Contenders 2 out of West Covina, California. Getting our producers sharing some information on scores. I didn't quite hear what the points needed for Don Dixon will be here, but again, he does not need to win this particular match, just has to secure enough team points.
He actually just needs 5 points. If they get to 50, the match is over, because the Fifth Street players has won 3 matches already.
Well, we know they need 5
5
team
points.
points. The question is, how many points does he need to get 5 team points? Okay. I'm talking to one of our producers off screen. It's always kind of an interesting dynamic, Ava, when it comes to the 9-ball scoring. Sometimes even the players themselves aren't quite sure where it ends because they're well aware how many points they need within their match, but it's that break of the team points based on the score of that particular match. So
Right.
they're going to try to figure all that out, so both of these players are well aware of where they need to get
Where
to,
they need to
or
go.
or for the contenders where they don't want the opponent to get to. Again, it's going to be an uphill battle at this point for the contenders. Now down 45 to 15.
Well, I do believe that the Fifth Street players, he only needs to get to, well, I mean, if he gets to, well, I'm going to leave that up until we find out
Right.
what's going on here. But
So we've got Victorino Lara with the break for the contenders 2. He is a skill level 7. He's racing to 55 points. His opponent, Don Dixon Jr., is a skill level 8, and he needs 65 points. But, as we mentioned,
I believe 47 is his number.
that's the magic number.
I
So
think
what we
so.
believe is that the magic number for Don is 47 to secure enough team points. That would be 5 team points to give his team the overall match victory. But so we'll keep an eye on that number and see if anyone corrects us. But again, would expect some very good play at this point based on these players' skill levels. Skill level 7, skill level 8, both your upper tier player now. Kind of a stark contrast to what we saw in that second match when we saw the 2 and the 3.
Tough way to start out here with this kick shot. Got to get between that 2, and it failed to do that. Ball in hand here.
So,
starting
Steve,
out.
did we determine 47 as the magic number there? I see we've adjusted the
should be.
scoreboard. So, again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching live final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball World Championship And if you're seeing Don Dixon Jr. on the scoreboard there as a skill level 8, he only needs 47 points, not to win this individual match, but to secure enough points for his team overall. So again, he could lose this individual match, but win enough team points to secure the victory, as the Fifth Street players have now taken the first 3 matches here.
And I just looked, you know, he's a skill level 8, so I take that back. He actually, yeah, I'll look here in a second. These guys are obviously playing a little bit faster than
Victorino pocketing the 2 ball in the corner there.
I think if 40 is
40
confirmed. Yeah, that's
okay,
what it is.
So Don just got 7 points easier,
9.
right?
That obviously has something to do with it if he's a 9 or an 8.
All right, so again, Don Dixon has yet to see the table, but he needs, I'm sorry, he's seen the table once, needs 40 points or 39 more. Victorino Lara is just going to try to work some magic here, Ava. And again, the contenders need 2 very big victories here to mount a comeback, but it all starts with Victorino here, who's off to a solid start. Victorino looking very comfortable so far. And Ava, you have to wonder, for the contenders, did they wait too long to bring in the big dogs?
No, but I think, you know, it's the same thing. We can't say it enough that they know what players they have been able to count on the whole tournament. They have their strategy. They know what players have really been stepping up to the plate and performing here, and maybe even on their local level. You never know what's going to happen in a match. Somebody's going to show up, and then they don't show up the next match. And you know, I haven't been able to follow these teams, obviously, with everything going on earlier before we saw them here. So just seeing one match, that doesn't tell much of a story. You know, the people at home that see them play all the time know how they play, however they've performed leading up to this. So this is just one match in a row. And like you said, waiting too long, I don't know, because both of these teams have your 7s, your 8s, your 9s. So if you'd played them earlier, then what would happen after that? I don't know.
I believe the score is actually, I believe we have a correction there. I believe there was a dead ball. We'll wait for the score to come in for the referee. You can see the score indicated on the table there, though, is 9-0. I believe the point that Don Dixon had was a dead ball. So
exactly.
Again, sometimes the action moves fast and furious, and it's a little challenging, particularly in 9-ball, to kind of keep up.
Well, we're caught off guard now because these guys tend to play a little bit faster.
A little faster than we've seen.
They run the table so fast that you can.
Well, that and we've tried to kind of decipher the points needed by Don here, even though he would normally be racing to 65. Again, needs only 40 for the team win. So, but a good start for Victorino Lara in that first rack. He's kept Don off the board so far. See if he can keep it up here.
Well, he's assessing the table here. You can see he's got a good shot on the 1, come around the 5 ball a little bit for shot on the 2. It's a pretty open table. A dead ball I saw from Michael here. A dead ball is when you make a ball and there's a foul involved, whether it's flying off the table or a scratch where the ball stays down, you call it a dead ball. Other than that, because every rack has 10 points available.
Right.
And if one ball flies off the table or is pocketed when there's a foul, obviously there's 1 dead ball then and 9 points available for the rack.
Gonna bring Don Dixon to the table here. Don Dixon Jr., the Fifth Street players. They're out of Dupo, Illinois. Don, the team captain of the Fifth Street players. Looking to close out the victory and the championship for he and his teammates. To my knowledge, we've never had a team from the Dupo area win a championship. Dupo just outside of St. Louis, over in the Metro East area of Illinois.
Poor Don, twice in a row now. He stepped in a shot on the one ball that was near impossible to even hit, so or very difficult at least. Given ball in hand, open table here for Victorino. Beauty here, you just need to kind of tap this ball in. Get a shot at the 3. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball.
Current overall
overcut.
team match score here is 45-15. Again, that is why you're seeing Don Dixon at a skill level 8, needing only 40 points. Normally would need 65, but in this case needs just 40 to secure 5 more team points.
Yeah, we should clarify that. I saw a couple of people asking why does this 8 need less points than the
Right.
7, but this is to win the whole match, not just to win.
Right.
These are points needed to win match and the championship.
Don now 2 points closer to that magic number of 40. Think of it like the magic number in baseball, right?
Yes,
You always hear about what's
exactly.
the magic number to clinch, so it's kind of like that.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
And that'll be another dead ball. So again, Victorino and Ava, I mean, I don't know what you're seeing here, but it looks like he's very capable of.
Believe me, I have
Running
seen
out here.
stranger things than this happen before. A team being way up like that and the other one coming back. Many, many, many times in our Tri-Cups locally in
Right.
the Coastal Carolina area, in our local team qualifiers, all this. I mean, it's pretty amazing how it can turn around. They're just matches.
Right, and this could be 5 quick points for Victorino based on what we've seen from him. So, question about how they determine team points. Team points are determined by the score of each individual match. So, based on, you know, I can't remember what the race was. I think the last match was 38-31. Whatever that final score ends up being, those teams split 20 points one way or another. And I think, they split 15-5 in that last one?
I believe so.
So,
And again, you know,
the closer the match, the more even those points are split. So.
exactly. And again, no different than the pros. And this is what I keep explain my players at home. The professional players, just because you have 2 of the best players in the world that are on their game, that doesn't mean every match is going to be 11-10 final
Right.
or 9-8
Right.
final. You're still going to have your blowout where one player just catches it, the other one's not really performing, and you're going to have an 11-4 final or 11-2 final.
Right.
It happens. Here, if let's say that for our sake of argument, everybody is perfectly handicapped. One player happens to really show up at one day and the other one's just not performing. It's no
Right.
different than it would be in the pros or in any other sport. You have 2 football teams, one's really on, the other one's not, even though they're both really good, solid teams. So every match and every individual match has its own life, and every team match has its own life. And this one is not over.
Right. I've had a lot of folks asking that have tuned in over the last couple days or asked through Facebook messages, how do they get involved and how do they make it to this tournament? How do they participate? And that all starts wherever you live locally. You can go to our website, poolplayers.com, and find the league near you or the league operator near you. And, of course, our fall session's getting ready to start around the country. Some areas have just gotten started, but certainly still plenty of time to join for the fall session and have a chance to make it out here to the championships.
And there's so many different options you can play. Good safety there, way to keep control of the match. You've got your masters non-handicap. You got your ladies divisions. You got
Jack
8
and
ball,
Jill,
9 ball.
doubles,
Yeah.
9 ball, 8 ball.
And depending on what your local area offers and how
Right.
large it is, you know, if they offer doubles play on a weekly basis or masters and ladies, that type of thing. So there's pretty much all year. I know in our area we have something starting. You know, juniors are getting ready to start up here soon.
Yeah, we just held
Nice
another.
shot. Oh my, that is a great hit. For those of you that don't play a lot of pool, you may not know that. That is a fantastic hit he just made on that one ball. He didn't really get anything for it. Left an open, easy shot for Victorino here.
Ava, you mentioned the juniors, but that's become a really great program for us. Of course, we just held our junior championships in July, Davenport, Iowa, where we crowned 4 junior champions.
I love watching the juniors. They're so much fun.
Interestingly enough, I talked to a producer on I won't mention the national talk show, but was interested in talking to one of our junior
Oh,
players and
wonderful.
potentially bringing them on. It is a nationally syndicated talk show out of New York, so we'll see how that comes together. But Victorino Lara,
Grabbed
again,
a couple
it's,
of extra points,
you
and
know,
he gets the break, which is big for these guys that play this well in 9-ball to keep control of the table as long as you don't scratch.
our buddy Bruce Bartholet's joined us. I know
Oh, hi,
Bruce, a
Brucey.
good friend of yours, one of the largest APA leagues in the country there in Connecticut. Boy, there just seems to be a lot more energy now for the contenders. I mean, despite the fact that their kind of backs are up against the wall, you're starting to.
But they got the
just,
crowd on their
yeah,
side,
well, and
too,
there's some
trying to get them
confidence
pumped
and some
up.
excitement, and you know, you got to think at this point, what do you have to lose, right? You leave it all on
Right.
the table. You know.
And Victorino, he knows what he has to do, and what I like about his game so far is he's really, he's had some good safeties and just really controlling the match. Good break, doing what he's got to do. A little bit of luck, making in the first game there, not giving a shot to Don. But I think Don is going to get his first real opportunity here. Oh, well, starting out with a combo. Not the way you want to start, but it's a makeable one. 3 is tied up with a 9, so that's definitely going to be an issue here, even if he does make the 1-2 combo.
This is Don Dixon Jr. Don, of course, a member of the 5th Street Players out of Dupo, Illinois. Their opponents, the Contenders 2 in red, are out of West Covina, California. Don fails to make contact with the 1 there.
He almost did the worst thing possible, which was break up the 3 and 9 down there, a 5-9, I believe, 3-9.
I'll give ball in hand to Victorino here. I like that name, Victorino.
Victorino.
It's got victory right there in it.
Victorino Lara. That sounds like a somebody's taken name to be like a movie star or something. Victorino Lara. All right, definitely wants an angle. He wants that cue ball to get way out, way out, way out, right about there. That's perfect position right there. Oh no, I looked wrong again. I thought that was the 2 ball that he could break him up with. That 2 and 4 had us confused all day today.
A little tough with the color sometimes.
Behind the 4? No.
Question here on how Victorino would fare against the professional ranks. Ava, I'll let you comment on that because I couldn't tell you.
That's tough. Thank you for bringing that up. No, it's actually very tough to say. The way he's played so far, he would do really well because I don't care how good you are. If you're seated, you can't win.
Right.
But you get surprised. It's no different than in golf or any other sport, how good the top players really are. There's
and
a
consistently,
reason why,
right? Consistently,
exactly.
every single time
And
they are going to be there.
Overwhelming power if they get their break to work, and all of a sudden they make very few mistakes. And also, the smaller table versus the big table that normally the pros play on. But right now, I mean, the way Victorino has been playing, there's not that much you can do. I mean, there's a couple of opportunities that Don have missed, but not much, and nothing easy by any means. He's playing really well. But, like I said, the pros, once they get an opening, they kind of tend to step on your neck a little bit.
Right. Well, and in a 1 game, I mean, anything can happen. 7-foot table, anything can happen. But I think
1 match, anything can happen.
I think the longer the race and the consistency is what really separates a top amateur from a professional level player.
Right, exactly. he's looking at what to do with that 7-8 there. If he can break it up, can make this 5 and just come straight down. Unless he hits it really, really softly, chances are he's going to be able to knock that 8 ball out of there, and he should be able to get a shot at the 6. So this is where you want to break him up a little bit. Oh, no.
So he pockets the 5 in the corner, but that'll be marked a dead ball as he scratched in the opposite corner. Now Don Dixon will have an opportunity here, and I'm not sure we've really seen him with any great opportunities thus far. So we'll see now with ball in hand if he can put a small run together. He's going to take a quick timeout with fellow
he hasn't
teammate
really made
Scott
anything
Sullivan
major
there.
wrong. Of course not. No. He just hasn't had too many chances. And even that combo you had was very missable that he, that he shot. So again, I think you got to give it to Victorino for just coming on strong in the beginning.
Again, this is Scott Sullivan talking it over with team captain Don Dixon. Scott a skill level 6. And I don't know if he's giving his advice as much as maybe just kind of helping Don have a mental reset there and reminding him that his team is up 45-15 and still in very good position to win this match. Just needs to string together.
That's a good shot there.
Some balls. And I'll start with the 6 ball there. Now pockets the 7 in the corner. Pockets the 8.
Perfect.
And leaves himself nicely on the 9. And Don pockets the 9 for 2 more points. Now needing just 32 points for the overall match win for his team. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching final round coverage of the APA 9-Ball World Championship here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, where we got underway on Thursday last week. 476 teams. We're down to the final 2 in the 9-ball event. You're watching the Fifth Street Players from Dupo, Illinois, currently leading 45-15 over the Contenders. The Contenders 2, I should say, of West Covina, California. You're seeing some of the spectators here who are taking in this final match. You're seeing the championship check there, and one of our league operators, Bruce Patton, getting his
it's
5
Bruce's
minutes.
team.
Oh, it's Bruce's team. Okay, so you're seeing
he's smiling.
You're seeing the Fifth Street Players league operator there, here to support. Of course, so many league operators here this week in Las Vegas, not just helping us run the event, but a lot of them out here supporting their teams. Ava, I know you've got several teams out here, and
you bet.
When you're not here doing the commentary, you're trying to watch as many of them as you can and root them on. Tough break there for Don as he scratches on the break. Looked like a ball was also pocketed there. Is that the 6 ball that was pocketed? Yes. 6 ball pocketed, but that will be marked dead because of the scratch. We'll bring Victorino back to the table.
And again, Victorino has nothing to lose. He's just fire him up. He's underdog here. His whole team is to win, obviously, from here. Don only needs, like you said, he only needs 40 total for the whole match win, even though he's a skill level 8. So Victorino now you might as well just go ahead and have some fun and just fire, and maybe he'll play the best of his life, and then putting his team back into it again.
Pockets the 2 in the corner.
Just draw this ball straight back for the 4. It's pretty much straight in here. He's just got to kind of pay attention to the angle he wants to on the 5. Oh, he overhit that. Did not mean to hit it that firm. He may have to go for the combo in the side here, or he can obviously play a safety. Just roll the cue ball, play the 4 up and roll the cue ball behind 8 and 9. He wants to keep control of this table and not take any chances. There's no reason to go crazy and look like the hero. You just want to own the table, and once in a while, if you have to, invite your opponent back in. But you want to keep that limited, so play the smart shot. Always, always, always. Little firm unless it hits these. I don't know. Just checking it out. Yeah, I think he got there. But I think it's definitely an opportunity. If Don needs to, he can jump over the very edge of this 8. No jump cues are allowed, but
you can jump a ball, right? You can jump with your playing cue.
If you're good enough to jump with your playing cue, you can do it. He may not even need to. He hit the opposite side of the 4. That's going in the corner right there. Yeah.
He'll take it.
And then a little unfortunate on the position, but that's okay. He'll take it. Still at the table. Can bank it here. He can play a safety. He's got a few blockers to hide behind. And kind of did a little bit of both. You know what? What would you do here, Jason?
I'd call a timeout. I call timeout pretty much every shot, but
that's a good idea.
Even if I'm out of timeouts, I'm going to call timeout.
Okay, good. Two-rail kick. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Look at. Yeah, he's left an open shot for Don. Let's see if he can run these. 5 points available on the table. Gotta watch here. Cross scratch. Oh, he's good.
Gets the 5 in the corner. Leaves himself a shot on the 7. Pockets
good shot.
The 7 in the corner.
Just got to really look at where he's going to hit this 9 ball here. This is a lot of times you can kind of get messed up and not end up with much of a shot. Oh, I didn't think he could avoid it. He tried not going into it, and now he's left himself a severe angle on this cut shot on the 9. Oh, no problem.
Beautiful shot there by Don Dixon as he pockets the 9 in the corner. Score now 26-14, still in favor of Victorino, but again, as we mentioned at the outset of this match, Don Dixon, although normally would be racing to 65 points as a skill level 8, he is needing only 40 points to secure 5 more team points. As you're getting a different shot here at our booth, we'll do the wave.
Well, some of you are doing it.
Ava won't do the wave. She's hiding.
Wait, here.
There
I'm right
they
there.
are. There we go. You see our broadcast booth here at the championship. Of course, this is the second of 5 championship
we
matches.
got the wave going there too.
See?
Well,
all it takes is a few. I once started the wave at a baseball game amongst several of my friends, and there may have been some drinking involved, but
you have
we
some
successfully,
resume, I swear.
I promise you, we successfully got the wave going. The whole stadium, Busch Stadium back in St. Louis, home of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, there you go. The Kiss Cam has really been working well today.
Yeah. Folks starting to get into it as we move into the evening hours here in Las Vegas. I know the hotel's got some great drink specials going. I happen to see, so there's these big like steins that you can get apparently for like $10, and they'll fill them for 10 more bucks. So I don't know. I mean, if you're not used to Vegas pricing, that's pretty good, right? You can
That's not bad,
Fill
I
up
guess.
it's
Yeah.
3 beers for $10, and you get a souvenir mug for another $10. So I think they got that available at all the bars in the tournament rooms. A lot of people taking advantage of that. A lot of specials that I've noticed the Westgate offering this time around, whether it's on drink or food
True.
and that kind of thing, which is nice. They're really
More and more
trying to
every time we've
cater
come
to
out.
our
Yeah.
members as best they can.
Yeah. All right, so this time Don, he got away with it a little bit here with Victorino looking at nothing on this one ball. And again, no push shot is allowed. He's going to have to kick around a couple of rails here. This is like an you're trying to scratch essentially. You should be able to feel this shot. Oh, just went a little long. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. So there's 9 points left on the table, and I have a feeling that Don's going to grab these 9 right now. I'd be surprised if he didn't. There's nothing major bad going on anywhere here. The 2 to the 3 is really kind of your key shot. 2 ball down in the corner, and the 3 is up there by the 5 and 9. If he gets from the 2 to the 3 with a decent angle, then this rack should be solved right here. A little bit of left spin on this. Come up, look out, look outside. Oh, perfect, beautiful, beautifully played. All right, just make sure he gives himself an angle on this 4, because what you want to do, you would love to be in this towards the center of the table here, position-wise. Well, he went on the other side. That's interesting. It got a little too straight. See, if you're on the center of the table, then all you have to do is make the 4, cut it in, cue ball goes straight across the table, and you can play the 5 in the same pocket as the 4. And now all of a sudden, hopefully for his sake, he's got a little bit of an angle. It looks like he does on the 4, where he can hit it with a ton of left and come across or draw it across. Yeah, beautiful. Because if he would have got straight in, just a little bit straighter on that, he would have nowhere to go but up and down, and he would have a really tough shot on this 5. But he's in good shape
Yeah,
again.
he looks like he's getting in a little bit of a rhythm himself now. Inching ever closer to that magic number of 40. Pockets the 6 in the corner. Seven in the opposite corner. Leaves himself shot on the 9 here, which he cuts into the corner pocket. Picks up another 2 points there. Don Dixon Jr. now up to 23 points, needing just 17 more to secure a victory for his team of the 5th Street players who play out of 5th Street Billiards in DuPont, Illinois. Don will have the break here.
And Don has the win for the team here and is grasping the next 2 racks. As long as he doesn't let Victorino in there.
Seeing kind of the stakes here in this final match. Again, first place taking home $15,000, second place $7,000. So essentially we're talking about an $8,000 difference for these 2 teams. Our streaming schedule for the rest of the week. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast with the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. And then on Friday, we'll pick things up again with the Masters Championship. Don't want to miss that. That is always some outstanding play.
Yes.
And then we'll cap it all off with the grand finale on Saturday, 3 p.m., the 8-Ball World Championship Finals. Again, those times you're seeing are Pacific Standard Time. So adjust accordingly based on wherever you're tuning in from. If you're on the East Coast, you can add 3 hours. If you're in Europe, you can figure it out yourself. You probably know some of the numbers over there, right?
Some.
What is Sweden? How far ahead from the East Coast?
9.
9 hours.
Oh, from the East Coast. No,
yeah,
6.
from the 6 hours from the East Coast.
Yes.
Okay.
9 hours from here.
Looks
I
like
know
you
it really well,
Did you just get
actually.
back? You just
Yeah.
came back from Sweden, right?
Yes, I did.
You
Just
go over
a
there
couple
every
of days
summer?
ago. Yeah, I always
Nice.
go home every year to see my family.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Ava, a native of Sweden. Of course, you've now been in the United States for
No, years.
a while.
Yeah, a long time.
Just a little while.
Came over as a
Did you come over here to
to play
pool?
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
won the European Championship when I
Okay.
was 17, and I decided to stay. So
Nice.
yeah, my parents didn't really think so at the time. but
Yeah.
it worked out okay. No, I love it here. I really do. I miss Sweden a lot. I miss
Yeah.
Europe.
Well, it's nice
but
you
I
get to
really
go back
like it
once a
here.
year, though. That's
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to the work at hand here. Not the
Victorino
easiest.
trying to
Yeah. Nice
pull off
shot,
the
nice kick,
impossible,
and
and
check that out. He makes the kick. Did he get some love for it? I think that's the 2 ball hanging in the pocket.
It is. It is.
So he could go ahead and grab this. This would be big. It's going to be tough to stop Don if he gets to the table, but right now Victorino owns it. And it's his to hold on to. He's trying to see if he can hit that ball. I think he can hit enough of it with no problem. Just make sure to focus on that cue ball. You need to get that up. That 8 ball is large right there. When it comes to getting on the 3, yeah, there you go. Right
Nice.
behind it. No, no good. Made the shot, which was obviously number 1, but at this level with these guys, you got to get on the next ball. See if he can kick another one in.
Comes off the rail.
Nice
Just
try.
can't quite get it.
Smart speed, though. He didn't leave the 3 right in front of the pocket, so let's see what Don can do here.
Don Dixon Jr. at the table now. Question on the overall score. The overall team score is 45-15 in favor of the Fifth Street players. That is the team in gray. At the table currently is Victorino Lara of the Contenders 2. They are in the red. They really have some nice shirts, though, the Contenders. I noticed they had a couple different ones. They had purple, they had red.
Mm-hmm.
They played in purple in the semifinal round, switched into red for the championship.
I like that. When is the T-shirt contest?
That goes on all week. They can enter up until Thursday, I believe, and then we put the voting online now, so we let the people decide. It used to be
Is that on
you
where
know,
is that, on
group of us-
Facebook or is it on our
it'll
on
be
our
we'll
webpage?
promote it through Facebook as well as our webpage. You'll be able to link to it and vote for your favorite shirt design. But you know, for years we struggled at picking because there's so many good ones.
Oh, it's great.
And you got a group of people and they say, well, pick which ones, and it's very subjective. This way we're able to put it online and say, people, you choose.
Right.
You decide. Let the people decide. So we'll start that later this week. Teams can enter that, I think, all the way up till Thursday.
Mm-hmm. I had a team from our area win it a few years ago. A team called Nailed It. They won first place in the T-shirt contest.
They nailed it.
They nailed it.
People really get into that team shirt contest,
As
don't
they should. They should. That's fun. That's fun. It's great.
Again, some more questions about the tables that we use. Of course, we use the Valley tables. Valley tables are by far the most common tables used throughout the country, and we've used some different tables in the past, but the feedback that we received from our members in these events were that they would prefer to play on the tables that they're used to playing on. So we kind of go with the majority rules in that case.
Good safety there.
I really like this guy, Lance I don't know how he says his last name, Lance Pat. But he's making some good points here and
Yeah.
what he has to say. Listen to Lance. He knows what he's talking about, folks. Especially all you haters out there, you keyboard cowboys. Listen to Lance.
Yeah, it gets a little tiresome. Especially after I started laughing. Somebody said something after the second rack. Victorino had gotten, after the break, didn't leave Don a shot. And the next game played a fantastic run. And Don had gotten like one shot at that point. And they kept saying that Don's not way overranked, that he's not an 8. And I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
But just, just enjoy it. These guys are here. They earned their way here. They made it to the finals, and I just love watching. Somebody's going to be on, somebody's not.
Right.
And right now, I love the fight of it. I love watching everybody just get into it.
Right.
I get nervous, like I do, more
When you're
nervous
playing,
than
yeah.
when I'm watching. Even if I don't care about the outcome, I really get nervous about just knowing what they're going through and how to try to get over it if you choke and miss a shot,
Right.
or if you're, it's just.
Victorino getting a coach from his brother, Joel. They got some good pool players in that Laura family. Joel, a 9. His brother Victorino at the table, a 7. Mom and Dad taught him up good, or somebody did. Get those guys on a Masters team.
That'll work. I don't think it's close. Can Don make this? Only Don knows. And now we know he can. Thanks for that overhead there, buddy.
Don cannot get the 4 to go there. Bring Victorino back to the table. Doug, that's a tough way to go, buddy. Gave up ball in hand on purpose, resulted in my team not going to Vegas. Ouch.
Oh, no.
I've done that in a league match too. My captain said, just hand over ball in hand. And I did it about 3 times in a row, and finally my opponent put together an amazing shot, and it was over.
Oh, ouch.
Tough way to go. I can't imagine doing it with Vegas on the line. I'd rather.
Good shot right there by Victorino. Gotta love a good safety battle. Both of these players are not just jockeying for, obviously, for the shot, but they would love to have an opportunity to get ball in hand so that they can get a good way of breaking up the 5 ball that's tied up with the 8. So you don't only want to make it difficult on the other person, but in this particular case, you really, really would like to have that ball in hand to make it easier to break them up.
Don's going to use that bridge here to prop himself up over the 9. See how the referee rules that.
Well, he touched the 9 ball with his cue stick going through, it looked like.
So they reset
So
to
now
the
they're
original
gonna-
position, but the
exactly.
hit was.
And the rule in APA is that both players agree where it was.
Right. Yeah. So he did not make contact with the 9 with the cue. That was the bridge. So they
Well, no, he.
repositioned
Yeah,
it.
but even if you do it with the cue stick, as
Yeah,
long
well, I
as
meant
it's
the
not
cue-
the cue
yeah, the
ball.
cue
yeah.
ball, yeah.
Yeah. Is that hard enough? I don't think so.
No, not quite. And he will give ball in hand to Victorino.
You notice the tables have slowed down a little bit. We noticed yesterday when the ladies were playing, it was like lightning fast out here.
That it was.
But it was the first time nobody had ever played on the table by the time they got here and
Right.
started. So now it's slowed down another level, and by time we have our last event on Saturday,
Even
the
slower,
April
yeah.
Championship, it'll have slowed down again.
I'm not sure if they recover midweek or not, to be honest
I
with you.
don't think they need. They shouldn't need
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
So as the felt starts to wear,
Cloth.
or the cloth, it slows down, right?
Yeah. And kind of that initial, it's like, I don't know if it's from when it's made or what it is that makes it kind of slide more.
Yeah.
So the pockets get even bigger. They seem bigger because if you hit the side cushion, it slides a lot longer, and that makes the pocket, that much wider. So as the table, everything tightens up, slows down and tightens up a little bit. All right,
Some
cat
serious
and mouse
safety
right
play
here.
going on here.
Yes. Now, was that contact? I couldn't even tell if he made contact
I don't
with
think
it.
so,
No, he
no,
didn't. He
yeah.
miscued. He looked at his tip like he was angry at it. So chances are he miscued a little bit there. Looks to me he should be able to throw this a little bit to make it, but I'm not sure. If he hits it thick and throws the 6 ball closer to the pocket, he may not want to take a chance either. You can see there the 6 ball looks like it's going to miss and hit the end cushion, but if you hit the 4 thick, that should throw the 6 ball forward a little bit. But again, unless you're down there seeing what's going on. Hit that a little too firm and on the wrong side to be able to throw that.
Victorino with a nice safety there.
And here we go again.
Yep.
Do you know that we had somebody owned a bar, a pub in South Carolina that used to have little mini tournaments. They also had APA there at times, but when they had their little mini tournaments, if somebody played a safety, he asked you to leave.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He wanted all offense, huh?
Yeah.
That's
And
interesting.
I said, no, I said, that's a big part of the game.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of the game. Playing the correct shot, playing the smart shot.
Sure. Victorino's going to position the cue ball. Should have no problem with the 4 here.
Looks like it's going to try to come around 2 or 3 rails to break up the 5, maybe. Some high left. Nice shot. He wanted to hit it earlier than that, but he could have hit it just 8 first, and he would have had an open shot, but at least he's got something to shoot at now. And if the cue ball wasn't right on the cushion like that, he could hit and stick on this 5, sending it into the 6 and sticking behind the 8 ball and just fanning the 6 ball. But this combo is not easy right here. Little
Can't
jump
get the
up, but again,
combo.
not an easy combo. Not an easy combo.
Overall score here, again, is 45-15 in favor of the Fifth Street players. They are in the gray shirts, currently represented by Don Dixon Jr. at the table. He pockets the 5 in the far corner there.
16 points to go for Don.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Got a little careless there. You could see how quickly he got down. He had a little reverse on the cue ball, but he just did not take his time at all on that one. That's what happens when we take shots for granted, making the ball, and you're so focused on what you want to do with the cue ball.
Yeah. Some folks asking about the total number of teams, and I think I was wrong earlier when I said 476. Actually, 492 teams in
Unbelievable.
this year's 9-ball championship, which is up from 476 last year. So 492 teams represented in the 9-ball
Have we ever had
championships.
500 in 9-ball?
No,
And
the
this is
492
highest.
this year is a record, yeah. So I would anticipate next year we will likely be over 500. I was looking at my 2016 numbers. 492 9-ball teams. Such a popular format because of the point scoring system.
Yes. Well, it puts everybody on such an
Mm-hmm.
even level playing field. Your twos, I love watching a two make it a 9-ball, a skill level 9 really sweat when they're playing. I pretty much
Ooh.
give the 2 the advantage. Did he hit? The question is, was that a good hit? Did it hit the rail first or after the 7? Don's not saying anything, so
I believe it's a good hit, and boy, when
Yeah.
Victorino misses, he misses in a good way.
Oh, that's right. He hit the 7 for. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't thinking. All right, here we go. He's going to have to kick this all the way down and back.
Again, this is the finals of the 9-ball.
Oh, how
World
did he hit it?
Championship.
Nice shot, Don.
Don Dixon now 15 points away from a victory for his team.
Nope, just all you can do is shake it off. And Victorino says, "Oh, I'm still alive."
Always amazed at the endurance that these teams that make it this far exhibit. I mean, they have played at this point in the tournament round after round, dating
It's
back
true.
to, I'm guessing early yesterday. And, they wake up early, start at 9 a.m. this morning with the semifinals and duke it out there. And here they are, start again at 3 o'clock. And takes a lot of endurance.
Oh, wow.
Tough break there for Victorino. He pockets the 9 in the corner, but scratches in the side.
That was just him being careless, not just taking it kind of for granted and hitting it. He knows.
And we've seen this a couple times during the match. That 9 will be spotted and be ball in hand for Don, who pockets it. Adds 2 points to his total, now needing just 13 points to clinch the victory for 5th Street Billiards.
So should be 10 points obviously available here, unless there are any dead balls, and then needs 3 in the next. And with the break he's got, if he can make a couple of balls on the break, Victorino is liable not to see the table anymore. Don does have that power behind him, so.
A question here about why do the teams keep going up but the payouts don't? That's actually not correct. The payouts almost go up every year. I think what people tend to focus on is the first place prize money, which does remain the same. And the reason for that is, again, we're an amateur league.
Spread the joy.
To put, an award too significant, we fear would bring in potentially some players that maybe don't belong in APA. So we're very comfortable with the overall prize money, but as the field grows, so too does the overall prize money. Every team that arrives here in Vegas, and you can see it here displayed on the screen, takes home $350 in qualifier registration.
$250.
Right.
And it's been up to $350. So yeah, it's.
And so as the tournament itself grows, that's more teams getting payouts. So the payout has increased significantly over the years. Again, we showed it earlier. It's now at $1.2 million some odd dollars. But the first place prize money remains the same, and that is by design. Again, this is an amateur event, and I'm not aware of any other amateur event that offers
No.
payouts even close to what we offer. So
No.
to those who say, why does it never go up? What I'm telling you is it does go up. You're just focusing on the first place prize money. So just need to kind of do a little fact checking there.
And I've always, I'm, again, from Europe. Nobody wins money in amateur anything. you can't win money. As soon as you win money in an amateur anything,
You become
you're
a professional, right?
So this is a pretty rare thing that it's an amateur sport with
money.
$15,000, $25,000 for first. You play in the singles, it's $15,000 of you, and then it pays all the way down. It's pretty. I think it's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you took note again, the runner-up takes home 7. The 2 third-place teams each take home 35. The 5th-place teams take home, I don't remember what it was, but again, that payout goes all the way down throughout the entire 492-team field.
Yeah, we had a few pros here saying, is there any way I can get into this? I know that we have a lot of the good players at some of our ballrooms back home. We're going, how do I get into this?
Right.
And we usually add some money into, kind of a fun event and all that kind of stuff where you can win some money. And yeah, it's all good. All right, let's see if he can get something started here. Not a good way to start with the shot on the 1, obviously. Victorino knows that Don needs 12 to end this whole thing and leave the contenders as the contenders.
Yeah. I tell you what, I really admire the fight in Victorino, though, because again, he knows that his team is up against the wall so badly, and the odds stacked against him. He is not conceding a single thing here.
Absolutely. Tricky little hit here for Don. He's going to have to either go 2 rails around here. Yeah, I don't think he could curve around it. Oh.
Makes
did
contact.
He hit it hard enough?
And
yes, he did.
Makes contact with the rail there, so that is a legal shot. Nice shot there by Victorino. Don Dixon back to the table.
Got an excellent opportunity to play it safe here. Just hit the right side of the 2. Cue ball, it's behind the 4 and 7. Oh, he decided to go the other way, and he's left. Pretty easy kick. Here's where you like to hit a really full hit. Go into the side cushion, hit a full hit. The 2 is going to go down the bottom rail, into the side rail, and up, and you could leave them behind that cluster over there. You got to be careful trying to make this, because this is one of those where if you're trying to cut this in, the cue ball more than likely is going to go right in the drink in the other corner pocket there by the 2. There's your safety right there. No, he didn't make it. He didn't want to make that. Ew, that 3 ball. You see where the 3 is? No way to get to it. Can't think of everything, you know? All right. Looking at the mirror system here as far as kicking this in. Main thing, short-term, short vision that Victorino wants to do now is make sure that, oh boy, all Don needs here is two points in this rack, and then going into the next one, he's got his points right there. He can't win the match for them in this rack. But Victorino, if he were to have stolen all the balls in this rack, then he wouldn't have to go anymore. So now
29 points for Don, needing only 11 points to clinch the victory for his team.
And there's the 2 points right there where now he can, all the balls for him to win is on the next one. But I tell you what, I don't think it's over yet. That 6-7 looks dead to me. And all you need to do now is focus on position. Go across. There you go. Nice shot. Nice shot. Way to
Combos
use
the
the size of
7
the
in.
pocket. Just a little low left here. Come up towards the 8.
Gets the 6 to go.
Oh,
Was a
oh.
little too
oh.
far.
He's okay.
Now needing just 8 points. 3 more left on the table, but he
No,
misses
it's
the
not
8 in
okay.
the corner.
But check out the backup plan he had here. This is where Victorino wants to, you know, trip him as he's going back to his chair. Say, really? This is what you did to me? You got your lucky shots where the 3 ball goes around the table 3 rails and goes in, and you got your lucky shots where you miss a shot you should have made, and this is what you leave. So
I always think to myself, what would Dr. Q do?
is that what you
What
is that
would
what you
Dr.
think?
Q do here? Have you ever seen him actually just shoot? I've played against him a few times. He'll come to trade shows and stuff, and man, he sees every pattern, every angle. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's not a spot on the table he can't get to.
Well, I think what happens with you know, a lot of us do a lot of exhibitions. I know
Mhm.
with me, when I've done a lot of shows, I never play safety when I play, just, you know, play around at different events or doing a show. So I'm always shooting 3 railers, 4 railers, do some kick
Right.
shots and all this stuff. So you get very creative when
Comfortable
you do
with-
that. And
with
I can
getting-
see
yeah.
Dr. Q being on the road as much as he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
He gets creative with his shots.
Yeah, of course will be the newest inductee, or one of the 2 newest inductees in the Hall of Fame. He and Darren Appleton. Nice shot there by Don Dixon. Banks in the 9 the side.
5 balls to go.
And his
5
team
points.
is, I'm guessing they can smell it at this point, Ava. Needing just 5 points. They look a little antsy there, though.
Yeah, they're ready to
They
jump.
want that 5 points. 5 points never seems so far away. A little fist pump action, and knowing this could be the last rack, and some words of encouragement from his teammates. Wiping the moisture from his hands. I believe that's his wife behind the Aramith banner there. Almost unable to look.
Sure.
So up 45-15, the pressure is still on, and Don Dixon, the golden opportunity, needing just 5 points. He has the break here.
There's 1.
Gets the 2 to drop.
And this could be curtains right here. Great shot on the 1 ball.
He now needs just 4 points.
The 1, the 3, the 4, and the 5 are wide open. So let's see what kind of cue ball control, if he can keep his head cool here, looking at a world championship in 9 ball that he can bring home and finish this for the team. Although, you know, his job was obviously not to take anything away from Don, but
Cuts the
his
1 in.
team really took care of him here too, where
Yeah.
he didn't have that mega pressure on him that he could very easily have had. So good team play. But I agree with you. Victorino really showed a lot of heart. He really
Absolutely.
played.
I'm very
Fantastic.
impressed by his level of play and his fortitude.
Yeah.
Again, the situation he was put in, but all right. Don now 2 points away.
Just needs to roll this 4 in with the speed. No, he's not going to roll it. He's going to do that.
And that'll be a dead ball.
Not sure
So
why
he's
he
gonna
did
be
that.
stuck at 38 for now. Victorino still has life. for he and his teammates. The Contenders, too, out of West Covina, California, have had a outstanding run through this tournament. 492 teams, again down to the final 2.
Well, 21 points for Victorino would bring this into the 5th and final match, you know. So not over till it's over by any means.
Victorino. Again, not conceding anything.
You can't. You can't. Victorino were able to pull this off. Then all of a sudden, even just barely, and we have seen 20-0s before. Somebody coming with the 20-0, and they come with that in the 5th match, and the Contenders walk away with it. So it's not over. Great break there. Cue ball got knocked up a little bit, but that works because the 1 ball came with it. Okay, this could easily be at 10 points here, so that would bring it to 5 short of bringing this to a 5th match. And I'm telling you, stranger things have happened. I know that a lot of you out here have said the match is over, but I tell you what, it's not over till that last ball goes in. Good shot, perfect angle to be able to stun the cue ball, come back out a little bit for the 4 on the side as well. Ouch, does not want to hit that 6, but he should be okay. Yeah, no problem.
He's making it interesting.
I'm telling you. Anybody who's played 9-ball in the APA knows that a 20-0 match has happened more than once.
I'm kind of looking ahead to see potentially who would play in a 5th match. Cuts the 5 in the corner. If it goes that far for the Contenders, my guess is we would see Jacqueline Yu. But we got to get there first. We'll see. I think they're at about 19 on their cap based on the skill levels.
Both teams are at 19, yes. So they both can play a skill level 4, and we're talking about that as
well.
Victorino just missed a big shot. He's left a very makeable bank here into the side pocket for Don. And that would have been big. Let's see if Don can make this here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now needing just the 9-ball.
And this is it. Hats off to Victorino, though. I got to give it to him.
Big shot
Showed
here
a lot
for
of heart. Almost
Don
brought it to a 5th match.
Dixon Jr. on the 9-ball. Pockets the 9-ball. And your 2017 9-ball world champions from DuPont, Illinois, the 5th Street Players. Congratulations to them, as well as the Contenders 2 for an outstanding event. Again, 492 teams, the last 2 left standing here. And your champions, the 5th Street Players, DuPont, Illinois. You can see them celebrating, and some good sportsmanship as teams shake hands. And folks, that's going to do it for our 9-ball coverage here in Las Vegas. We will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m., coverage of our Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. That's 9 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast. We encourage you to come back and join us. Until then, we'll say goodbye for just a little while.
Thanks, Jason. Bye.